That's a lovely way to introduce our guest, Justin. We have some dodgy guests. Fucking
dodgy
disrespect.
Oh, yeah, you can tell me some stories later.
Off air.
I didn't realise we were live.
We are now. There's a red light. Means we're live.
We can edit. We can do some editing. It's all great.
You don't edit anything, Justin. You
It's
get
all
Trev to
raw.
do all the work.
Yeah.
I'm glad someone acknowledges it, all right?
You're welcome.
I've been
Trev.
feeling underappreciated of late.
You are
I'm just
blowing my eardrums off, homie.
You don't have ears, bro. You good?
Oh, I'm a little adjusting, little tweaks
Little
here and
adjusting.
there.
On the fly.
I'm a fly. All right.
Ooh.
We got here with us Mr. Michael Joosten.
Hey, yo, what's happening?
Yeah, what's going on, bro?
Look, man, it's hard out there, bro. I'll tell you that much.
It's a jungle out there, eh?
It's a jungle. It's a bit of everything, man. You know, it's hard times out there. We're all trying to, push for our hobbies and try and do what we can, as well as paying a mortgage and all this stuff. It's becoming hard, but no, I'm loving it. I'm happy. Everything's kind of in place. Everything's good, man. Everything's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Adulting, eh?
Adulting, I don't think I'm there yet. I don't think I'm there yet, to
Are
be
we,
honest.
as men, are we ever like mentally there?
There's always going to be a part of us stuck as a kid, bro. And that's
Yeah.
the hobby part, I reckon.
Look, we're a different breed. Like the three of us here, compared to the people that I know at work, there's people younger than us starting businesses and going, like, taking ventures that I've never even heard of before. And their mindset is so, like, on point. They don't think about anything fun. All we do is think about fun things. That's it. That's the stuff that keeps us happy and going. I don't know how they get by, but, you know, when the money rolls in.
Yeah,
I guess you can cry your fucking problems away.
Yeah. No hate to them. They're just hustling, man. They're hustlers. Good on them.
But I mean, at the same time, we're hustlers as well.
Yeah, I guess
Because
so.
we hustle to get the money to fix our cars, to be at the track days, to be at the events.
Yeah,
You know? I mean,
yeah, that's it. We got that.
like you were saying before, you go straight to the sales at Woolies and Coles. You know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I have to.
You got to save the money for the tires.
That's it, man. Tires are getting expensive. You know, everything's going up in price. These cars are getting up in price. The JDM culture of everything has gone up in price. You know, it's
JDM
hard.
tax is
I
the
was
thing.
just about to say that
Yeah.
JDM tax is unreal,
Yeah,
man.
but I love it. But I've loved it for a very long time. I don't think it will change ever.
It's a heartless bitch.
It is, man. It is, but it's good.
It beats you up and takes your money and doesn't apologize afterwards.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it does. It does sometimes. It depends where you take it. Yeah.
True.
But if you're taking it to, like, you know, a rod out the engine. Yep.
Melted piston. Oh.
Yeah, something crazy like that, you know. Yeah.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, it does,
Let's be
man.
real.
Yeah.
It happens to everyone who's pushing their car to the limits.
Oh,
doing
man,
dumb
look,
shit,
I've just
things
recently...
break.
Yeah, things break. That's right.
just how it is.
That's how it is. I recently built a new Sylvia that I picked up a Sylvia cheap, you know, my bargain hunting skills on Marketplace, and I picked up a rolling S13 chassis for like $1,000, right?
Cheap.
Barn find, literally in a barn up in the hills in Perth out there. And it was full barn find. It was covered in everything tree. You couldn't see the roof. And I just swept it out and I was like, yeah, I'll take it. And 5 years later, I got to pulling it apart and stripping it down, and I literally had to sand off 5 layers of paint on this thing. It was horrible because the sun had cooked this car to its core, where all the paint was cracked, so you couldn't like rub it back a layer.
Yeah, it had to be bare metal.
All the way to the bare metal, yeah.
Fuck.
So that was one of those jobs. So now I've gotten to the point now where I built that car, and it was running for about, or let's say 5 laps at Barbagallo Raceway.
That's always the case, unfortunately, at times.
Yeah, so going to that point you were saying about how things break, I was running a really good tune in it. It was fantastic. It was making awesome power. It was so fast for these first 5 laps. But then once I was at the 5th lap and I was like, you know, I'm going to bring it in, and I started hearing a knocking sound. I was like, oh no. I build my motors to like the T. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a perfectionist, and so are the guys at my work that I work with that help me build these engines. And
So, for a bit of context,
yeah.
Michael works at Harris Engines.
Harris Engines.
And they build engines for a living.
Yeah.
And they have a higher standard than your backyard Joe like me. So,
I'll help you guys out, huh?
so a little bit of context for people at home. Michael's not just your average bloke building fucking engines in the
He
backyard.
knows what he's doing.
He's got all the machines. He's got all the help that he could ever want. So
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
So it's not like it was just like a fucking quick slap together. This thing was built properly. So
It was, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was a budget build because it was after COVID and I wasn't doing anything during COVID and, none of us really were. And then I picked this project up and I started going at it. And, but anyway, long story short, I can go through the whole story of how it all started and stuff like this, but just finishing off the point. It broke because I was running a tune based with a 98 octane fuel, but I was using an octane booster. And when I went to top the tank up halfway through, getting it ready for the event, I wasn't getting the ratio right with the octane booster and the 98 octane. The ratio wasn't right. It pinged, spun a big end bearing, and then that's
octane
it.
boosters actually make that much of a difference, do they?
Oh, it does. Yeah. So when it was on the dyno, the octane booster, because you run 98, and it's the best we got off the pump compared to if you don't want to run the ethanol. But the 98 is awesome. A lot of guys run it. But when I had it tuned, it had the octane booster in the tank already, and I was like, you know what? We'll just tune it with the octane booster in it. Ideally, you want to tune the car with the octane booster in afterwards, because there's no way you're going to get the right percentage unless you're
Even
checking
if you're like
it in a
full tank every single
scientific
time,
way.
and you'd be like, all right, I'll put 2 bottles in, and then that's sort of way you can.
Yeah,
get
so the
around
levels
the
are never going to be accurate, and they weren't accurate at this point. They were probably way off, and it went downhill fast because it was tuned without seeing any knock on the dyno.
Yeah.
It literally deletes all knock, the octane booster, which is quite cool if you don't want to run ethanol. But do it right the first time, you won't have this issue. But
Because
I'm
I
going
used to get
ethanol now.
octane boosters for free at work because they used to come in the fuck wallet flushes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I used to have fucking hundreds of bottles. And then everyone's like, oh, they don't fucking do anything. And you're like, oh, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Then you just bin them. But now they don't fucking do them. So
Basically like paint thinners, man. It's horrible to smell.
Pretty much.
But unfortunately, that went sideways. But next day, pulled the engine out, stripped it down, sussed it out, and first thing Monday, which was just this Monday, gone. It was stripped down, getting machined up, ordered all the parts I needed, and I'll have that back in the car hopefully by Sunday.
fuck, beauty.
Yeah.
Quick
Don't fuck
turnaround.
around, man.
Huh?
Yeah.
No, man. Well, because of my job, very passionate about engine building and stuff like that because it's part of my hobby. And if I'm passionate so much about the hobby of the JDM car culture and drifting and circuit racing, I can't let those cars sit there broken all the time. It'll make me so sad.
Yeah.
So I have to keep at it. I got to keep focused on it, just like anyone with their ambition and their hobbies and their goals.
That's it. All right, so take us back. You've got a couple cars.
Mm-hmm.
You're a big drift. You're a
Yes.
big man in the drift scene.
Yeah, well, I was back in the day. Yeah, I'm an old boy now.
So tell us, how'd you get into drifting?
Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, legit. Gran Turismo, PlayStation 1. Going through all the Gran Turismos as a kid. I was really good at it, off the bat. For some reason, I was able to do so well at that game for so long. And that just brought the idea on. I remember the favorite car that I was racing on the Gran Turismos back in the day. Well, first one really was Gran Turismo 3 on PlayStation 1. This is a long time ago as a kid. 90s, man.
Yeah.
And it was a Toyota Supra with max tuning out, so all the horsepower I could get in it. And it just sounded so cool for a car like that on the PlayStation. And then I just loved Japanese cars from there. It was 34 GTRs and got all the way to Gran Turismo 5, and there was a 180SX Type X, and I was I started studying these cars on YouTube, the Japanese culture. I was looking for YouTube videos that were strictly in Japanese because they were the most authentic, They weren't foreigners going to Japan. These were Japanese people on YouTube, and I just got so deep in that culture of things where, it's all I loved. It's all I wanted to do is mess around with those cars, and So yeah, as a kid, that's where it started, is video games, man. Yeah. And throughout that whole thing, it was, I got my first steering wheel and pedals and shifter and stuff when I was like, I don't know, 11, 12, about 11 years old. That was before any Assetto Corsa or R Factor or anything that was like a sim back then. It was, there was a game called Live for Speed. This was a long time ago on the PC, and that's when I first started drifting, and that's when I first learned how to drift on a steering wheel as a kid. And yeah, because there was a server called D1 Drift, and I was like, I know what D1 is. I watched those videos on YouTube, and that's how I learned the whole drifting side of things, and that's where it kicked off. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Live for Speed, eh? I've heard of it before, but I don't think I've actually played it.
Yeah, if you Google it, you'd be like, "What is this?" But it was a racing sim.
Yeah,
it was. And then they took 2 cars out of there, which were rear wheel drive cars, and they turned them, like, we just tuned them for drifting, and we were just bone stock, like no lock kits on those cars in those games or anything like that. So it was quite difficult to drift.
Yeah,
tires were really bad, understeer and all sorts. So I got used to driving cars on sims back then with no tire grip, and that's why I'm like known even still to this day to have no tire grip on my drift car and deal with it.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. People look and they watch my front end steer and do nothing, and they're like, I don't know how, but man, that's cool.
Nice.
But yeah,
If it works for you, right?
Yeah, well, it actually works for a lot of people. It's an actual technique, is having like reducing front grip in drift cars and letting it slide more and controlling the front with the rear. So that's like a cool little technique that you can use in drifting, especially competition style of things too. But it can be really risky.
I was going to say I'd be in the wall.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you have to
wall.
learn how to like initiate the car sideways and not have to rely on just turning it in and the rear stepping out like a normal car might would.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, we can get all technical in that, because that's another thing I'm passionate about. 'Cause I studied early. I studied young, man.
Yeah.
I had to learn this stuff. You know, video option in Japan, I was just learning all this, and I had to just kind of watch and learn. There was no subtitles in the videos, so I'm surprised I don't actually know Japanese.
I was about to say, this man speak Japanese or something.
No.
You been to Japan?
I did. Yeah, I've been to Japan once, strictly to go to Ebisu to drift.
Nice.
And that was, looking back, I'm very grateful for that trip, because it's a lot harder to do now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's
a lot more expensive too, probably, I think.
Oh yeah, the cars. I mean, getting there and drifting is not that much more expensive. Like, the tires still cost the same.
Yeah.
Fuel is still the same. Like, everything's kind of still the same. Accommodation still costs the same. The cars.
Yeah.
The cars and the parts.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've
definitely skyrocketed.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of those cars, a lot of the Japanese cars were getting exported out of Japan. Like, they would drift these cars like aggressively.
Yeah.
Aggressively.
Do you remember that massive flood they had? They had that massive fucking tidal wave.
Tsunami.
Yeah. Mechanic. Massive flood that took out.
Just a small wave that took out half the country.
Didn't they surf it? No.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
no,
because I remember, like, KYP used to get containers all the time. They were massive on parts.
Mm.
And I remember going into KYP fucking 10, 15 years ago, and it was just like a wrecking yard.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh yeah, whatever you want, I can get from Japan. And then that fucking tsunami came in, and it was just like, yeah, nah, good luck now, eh? Like,
Yeah.
I think that was sort of like the tipping point where
It was
things
at
got,
that point.
yeah, things started getting expensive, like the cars started getting expensive, the parts, and then everyone jumped on the JDM bandwagon, and then
Yeah.
everyone around the whole world wanted these cars. So
Yeah. It was that was a really crazy part of time back then. Yeah. But I was like I said, I was very grateful to actually go there.
Yeah,
and and experience it. And that was after, obviously, the tsunami. But yeah, it was a great experience. Ebisu is next level. It really is. And the fact that I've only been there once, I remember every day.
yeah, you got plans to go back?
I'll definitely go back. I'm not someone who travels a lot, because I spend a lot of my money on these cars and trying to pay off my mortgage and stuff like that, just trying to get ahead of time. But that's why I'm trying to just stay fit and healthy. And then when the time comes, when I've got that, when I've got that leftover pocket, I'll just head straight back over there, try and find a car and get to it, or send my car there. So that's the next new thing is people are sending their cars to Japan because it's actually cheaper.
Yeah.
You could build a car here, send it over there for about, I don't know the exact price. Let's say $4,000.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
on a ship, catch a later.
$4,000 to $5,000 roughly. Yeah. That's a rough estimate. And if you know where to put and somewhere to live, yeah.
Yeah, because you just get a container, you put all your spare parts in there, and then away you go. You just got to worry about, obviously, shit getting damaged, but insurance, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, it's all on you. Just pack it properly.
Yeah. Strap everything down.
Yeah. But yeah, that would be cool.
That'd be dope, though. That'd be fucking cool as shit, man.
I still have a goal in mind to learn Japanese and to live in Japan at some point.
Yeah.
Because I think once I do that, I love the culture so much, right? Where when I was in Japan and I knew phrases, like I knew how to say certain things to get around because I went on my own and then I met up with mates at Ebisu. But getting on the trains and talking to the locals there and how to get around and get a taxi and all this, like I didn't know how to do all this. So I was learning quickly on the plane over there. And I was learning phrases, but I would talk these phrases kind of in their slang. And I got used to it so well where I felt like I was part of their culture, but I was white as hell. And taller than everyone. That was funny. But yeah, I feel like I could definitely live there for sure.
Oh,
yeah. Man. And I won't just sound like an Aussie going, hey, Genki desu ka? And all that. I do it properly. I think one of the frame, what was it? Tore wa doku desu ka? That's like, where is the toilet? I'm pretty sure.
That's an important one.
Yeah, well, I never got to use it. But yeah, it's cool, man. Japan's amazing.
Oh, it's the best, man.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah. So,
I can't wait to go back.
Yeah, I love to go back.
Can't wait, man.
Yeah, that was a good experience.
Soon.
That experience, I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. Just
especially going by yourself, man. Like you got no choice but to learn instead of relying on someone to help you.
Yeah.
And how long ago did you go?
This was in 2014, I think.
Yeah, when did Google Maps come out?
They would have been around by then.
Oh, before then. Yeah.
Oh man, Google Maps now is just fucking unreal when you're in Tokyo. Like it even tells you when the next fucking subway is coming. Like,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fucking sick.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I was learning the currency and everything when I got there, and the color codes for all the train lines.
Yeah,
it was really cool. I loved it. When I was at Ebisu, I actually met up with some of the locals there, and I shared a car with Jamie Worrell. Jamie Worrell, the local drifter here, and that was the ease into it. So it wasn't too stressful because those boys were already there. Funny story is I had a passport, but the passport was expiring within 3 months, and I got told that I couldn't go to Japan with a passport that was expiring that early. They won't let me back unless I renew it over there.
I'm living here, bro.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know. I had no idea, and I was scared. And this was a day before the flight, so I missed the first flight, and I had to renew my passport here in Perth before I went. I lost about 3 days and an extra couple $1,000, another plane ticket flight. And, so I was late in the game, and the boys were drifting the car and having a good time. Good on them, but I got there late, but I made up for it, and yeah, we had a good time. I ended up putting that car into the wall at Minami and the jump. I was doing so many jumps, getting the front end up. Yeah. Stock 180SX. It was so good. It was perfect. Just had an LSD in it. And I don't even know if it had a lock kit, to be honest. It was so good. But we trashed that car. We made the most of it. Yeah. And that car, it only cost us just over $3,000. I think we halved it.
Yeah.
And then...
Cheap.
Well, we were being cheap. We were like, this is too much. And then...
Now you're lucky to get that.
I put it into the wall at Minami. Once I did the jump, the engine mount and gearbox mount broke. And the whole lot tipped to the side of the car. And when that happened, it happened over the jump. And I smashed into the wall. And ground the side of the car flat all the way down to the wall, end of the wall, and then into the tires. It was it was like one of those things that, one of those crashes in D1 GP back in the day. It was a serious crash. Yeah. I think Jamie Waller was in the car as well, and he was spewing because the other half of his car.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but I smashed one half, but we ended up driving it after that and getting it fixed, and we sold it back to him for half the money. So we got a half of our money back.
That's all right. So was it just you and Jamie?
There was a few other guys there, Harry and a couple of his mates. Yeah, so we had a little group there, so we were drifting with buddies. Yeah. So yeah, but it was a good experience.
It's nothing like here. You just because you hear stories and you see all the YouTube videos, and it's just like constant drifting all day, whatever.
It was.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how. Like our cars break so quickly here, but it's a lot cooler over there. I don't know. Maybe it was, but yeah, I don't know. Like we do that here, and our cars just break. Yeah. It's weird. Like a car in Japan at Ebisu, they just don't break. Like all the JZXs and stock 180s and Silvias, they just go all day, every day, and all you do is just fuel and tires.
Yeah, just drift, and then you just smash out a couple panels, and then away you go.
It was, yeah. We were pulling like chassis, like straightening chassis with tie down straps with other Silvias, like pulling on them because we're just putting them into walls and stuff. Like not for fun, not damaging the cars for fun, but the cars. You're
just driving hard.
We were driving really hard, and
you're having a good time. Like, that's the whole point in going to Japan.
Yeah, well, we did it for the whole learning experience. Yeah. And we were competing back then, so it definitely benefited me as well. So it worked out really well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
So, yeah. But going back, how it all started, I guess. Yeah. The games, and then Auto Trader magazine.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Auto Trader magazine. So in
the Quokka.
Yeah, the Quokka. Yeah, so back in 2010. So I mean, I guess that was a while ago. 2010. I was working at an engine shop. I left school end of year 10 because my mate worked at an engine shop, and he was like, "Make some money. We can do up your BMX bike." And I was riding BMX like every second day. Like I was big on BMX riding. Just riding all over Perth, just every weekend, cashing trains, riding BMX. So I always had that thrill for crazy stunts and stuff like that. So it helped with drifting. But when I left school, worked there, picked up a magazine, like during our smoko break, and just flicking through. And this white 180SX Type X come up. And it was like $11,000, and I was just living at home, so I was really good at saving money, and I saved up about $12,000.
Yeah,
all of my money, and it was like I could buy this. I didn't even have my license, and I went and bought it. Nice. Didn't even know how to drive a manual. I was like, oh yeah, easy, bro. I've been doing this on my sim.
I'll figure it out.
I was learning on my sim playing Gran Turismo, driving it like a real car. I was like, I've got this. This is going to be great.
Let me put my indicators on.
Yeah. I stalled that thing first thing out of the driveway with the dealership owner in the car. It was funny as. Yeah, but I was just a kid, and he let me drive it, and I ended up buying it cash. Took it home, got my license, and started drifting the year I got it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, lacking motor skills and everything. And I just went straight into drifting.
That's how you learn, though.
Yeah, I was that passionate about drifting. I had to get involved. It was the best. Yeah.
Well, it's come a long way now.
It has. Yeah. I've taken a big break with drifting, but I'm always in the scene. Yeah. I'm always helping out when I can, and, still participate in training newcomers. At the Drift West practice nights, and just anyone who wants a hand with things, and always learning. I can't stop learning,
Didn't you just snap your lower control arm? Oh, your hub?
Yeah.
Your right-hand rear hub?
The right-hand rear knuckle.
The knuckle hub, yeah. There you go.
So it's a
That was at the Drift West, eh?
Yeah, it was at a prac night that I was training, and I was like, I'm just going to warm the car up and do some laps, and straight away, I had semi-slicks on the back of the car because I was driving the infield, and I needed a bit of grip to, drive at a high level. But I left those tires on the main track. Now, the grip level on the main circuit of Barbara Raceway is like double of what the infield is, the grip level.
Yeah.
And, later in the evening, it seems to grip up even more. So I could barely drift the bloody thing, and it's got 400 horsepower. And I was going wild into the first corner, and just all that stress had to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And I was running over the ripple strip, and it just snapped the lower half of the knuckle in half, and then the wheel just went straight into the guard. And then I was just
Didn't do much damage, or did it?
No, man. I got the car home and I wasn't even too upset about it because I thought it was just a coilover. I was like, I'll just replace the arms, new coilover, new shaft, and we're good to go. But we found it was a snap knuckle. I left the car on the trailer. It still is on the trailer. This was only like, a couple weeks ago. A week ago.
Yeah, it was the Saturday just passed.
Yeah. And I jacked it up on the car trailer, pulled that one side off, found the broken knuckle, took that apart, threw that away, threw a couple of arms away, replaced them all because I got spare parts everywhere for these things, and I just put it back together, so it's all good now.
Oh, sweet. Happy days.
Did that the next day.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can't leave something broken.
Nah.
I love that car so much. So this is the same car I'm talking about, the same car that I bought in 2011.
True.
This is the first car.
That car's gone through a fair bit.
Yeah.
You went through a few comps with that car, didn't you?
Yeah. I've won three state championships here. Second place in D1 WA. I won a Drift Kana. Second place in Drift Wars, like in one of the big comps here. It's done a lot.
Yeah.
It's done a lot.
Yeah.
It's been
and
in
it
a
looks
lot
good,
of
man.
battles.
For what it's done, you see it and you think, this is a nice car.
It's had a lot of styles on it.
Yeah.
A lot of styles. Yeah. It's had so many different body kits on it. It's got the original body kit, the original Type X body kit on there back on there now because I never wanted to get rid of it because I knew it was a rare kit. It's plastic.
Still is rare.
Still is rare.
Still is fucking rare.
It's beat up, but
still.
yeah. So
anything's repairable these days.
Yeah, I was a bit sad about the car's got a lot of body damage. A lot. Like I've been used as a brake during comps.
I'll just stop on you, bro.
There was an era when drift cars started coming, getting quite competitive drifting in WA, and there was a whole bash bar thing. So everyone started building bash bars, and that was to prevent, everything behind the bash bar from getting damaged, like oil coolers and radiators and stuff like that. Just chassis getting bent and stuff. They were actually doing more harm than good most of the time, but those bash bars were going into the sides of my car quite often. So it got a bit rough. But it was fun, and I still did very well. But I took a big break. I stopped competing in 2021 or something like that. Maybe a little bit earlier than that. Yeah. And I've just been chilling since.
Just hanging out.
Yeah. But the car's still mint. Still good to go. Yeah. That thing's not going to die. It's going to die with me. I'm not never
take it to the
selling
grave.
Take it to the grave.
I wish I fucking kept my first S13. But,
yeah.
It's
rough out there, man. Trying to get another one. Actually, you know what? It's actually reverting back to cheap shells up for sale on Marketplace.
There's a few up for sale, but even cheap is still there's an S14 shell, but it's gutted. It's legit a shell.
Yeah, you can get an S13 shell nowadays. They were 10 grand rolling.
Yeah.
Now they're 5.
Yeah.
But they've got interior in it and stuff. But they're just missing the entire driveline is gone.
But even still, the shells, you look at them and you're like, for 5 grand, it's still going to be a fuckload of work and a fuckload of money. But
yeah, to some, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, kids nowadays, it's a lot harder for them to build these cars because the parts of these cars are so hard to get.
So rare nowadays, man.
Where we would just go on forums, like Sylvia WA forum. I'd be on there every night just chasing up parts, finding out things to...
Or even if you wanted convenience, pay a little bit more. You just go to KYP.
Yeah. Well, we had JPC,
KYP, yeah.
Danny Verhumis. Yeah, he was...
I remember rocking up and there'd just
legend.
be fucking rays everywhere. And I'd just be like, pink, yellow, all these different colors. And you're like, fuck me, man.
Yeah. I was... I love those guys. They were the best.
Oh, man.
So that's where I bought my first two-way diff. And I knew from studying drifting in Japan... Before I started drifting, I knew the 3 key items to learn how to drift correctly is getting a two-way differential for the rear, one that has a good amount of lock, so quite clunky around corners. That makes it very easy to step the car out. It's not to the point where it's a welded diff, because a welded diff is just both wheels are going the same motion and it's quite rough. Yeah. But there's still
two-way is still a bit more streetable, but it's consistent.
Yes.
It's reliable. Like,
it works with throttle and off throttle. Like it's very well, mainly on throttle. Like you can control the rear end with your throttle. You can't do that with a welding.
predictable.
It's always on.
Yeah, it's just
It's
a cheaper option though.
Yeah, well, it's doable. It still works. Yeah. So the 2-way differential, a set of coilovers, and a fixed bride seat. Yeah. And I got those 3 items, and I started drifting straight away, like with ease. And I did so well. I started competing, the next year.
There you go.
So I started drifting for a year. Was just doing practice nights, and then the next year, 2012. ADGP was a thing back then, was a national championship.
That was when they used to, legit, like Motive was involved in
Motive
that.
DVD.
Yeah. Because I remember he came here and they did, like they skipped Cat Corner and they did that back section.
Yep.
And Fink came with his green S14.
That thing was wild.
That thing was so sick, man.
I got to drift with him.
Fuck yeah.
That was in I think it was like 3/4 of the way through 2012, I think, if I remember correctly. I got to enter that comp. It was wild, and I took out a guy named Danny Williamson. He's not around anymore. He was he went as in a different direction, but he was coming 3rd place in the national championship.
Yeah,
and I took him out. And that G'd me up, dude.
I can imagine.
It G'd me up, man.
Inflated that ego.
Everyone was like, no way could you have done that in a 270 horsepower SR20 with stock lock. I didn't even have knuckles then, stock knuckles. So that G'd me up. And then I started competing after that, all the local stuff. But we were doing the whole Barbagallo Raceway as a lap for every battle.
Yeah.
Back in WA Drift. Cat Corner. First turn through the S's, up the hill, turning right into short course, all the way back down to the back straight there. And that was 1 lap.
Yeah.
We had to do that twice. Like, that was a struggle, man.
That's a big, that's
a big battle. It's a really big battle.
That's a long time to be on it too.
Yeah. The track was less grippy.
Yeah.
So 270 horsepower, no problem.
Yeah.
It's much more difficult to do that now.
Smaller tyres as well.
Small tyres,
whereas now everyone's like 265 semi-slicks.
Oh, yeah. Well, the whole drifting in general around the world has changed to that now.
Yeah.
Speed and...
Speed, smoke,
angle.
and fucking power.
Power, angle,
Just 1,000 horsepower and... Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Turboed LSs...
Everything you can think of.
Every arm, Wisefab, the whole lot.
There's diesels out there doing it.
Yeah. All that torque.
Yeah, well, Barras are the torque.
Yeah.
But they're heavy.
They're big.
Not a good drift engine.
No. They're too big, man.
Too big, too heavy.
Yeah.
People are still trying to build Barra drift cars, and they're struggling big time.
Is it Keep It Rate? And he's doing FD in his R31. With his Barra.
Really?
Yeah, apparently he's entered this year.
Wow, well, good luck to him. That's impressive.
Because I think he just snapped a crank. Like you know how in America they do their whole they go from track to track drifting, and there's like fucking 50 people, and they just drive around. Apparently he snapped a crank there. I don't know the full story, but
well, those engines are not good for high RPM. They're just big torque machines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even still, like when the torque comes on too quickly on them, they just fucking throw rods.
Yeah, if it's stock.
Yeah. But that's what a lot of people do. They just buy a gas motor, put it in, turbo, put the power up, and just chuck it in the bin, buy another one.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that have done that, but I don't like that route. I like building an engine and just making sure I don't have to touch it ever again. Yeah. So I've done that ever since. I've never threw a rod out of the block. I've bent 3 rods and competed that day and still won. That was impressive.
Yeah.
But I built that motor with a lot of ARP fasteners and stuff, so that there was no rod coming out of the block. It just lost its bearing and all sorts, and
just a little bit on the piss.
But the power was still there. They were still connected. The connecting rods were still connected.
There you go.
Yeah, still working.
SR20.
Yeah, of course.
Alley block, baby.
Still everything's SR for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cheap. They're the cheapest. They're cheapest for drifting. Even for circuit racing, like easy, cheap money.
Would you say they're cheap though? Because now it's like pretty hard to find one for less than $5,000 running.
Oh well, yeah, but that's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can name every engine, and it's going to be expensive.
CA18, mate.
The RBs are becoming the most expensive, most
man.
rare. Yeah. The RB25 is one of the best engines, man.
Yeah.
They sound
Fucking
so
love
good,
them, bro.
Yeah,
I love 25, man.
You could say like 1J, 2J. Obviously, they're like the dominant ones, but RB25 when it comes to a budget,
yeah. But a 2J is still you're looking at 10 grand just for like a long motor.
yeah,
You know, like an RB, you can still 5-6 grand ish. You know,
Yeah.
Cams, turbo, injectors, ECU, ethanol, 600 horsepower.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
you want to do it on like a budget, it's there. You know.
I like my budget builds. They work. Well, not recently, but I'm still budgeting it. You know, I'm trying my best, but I'm going back to ethanol now. And the car that I was talking about before, I got crazy amounts of. I can't pay attention to one story. I guess it's ADHD. I don't know, but I just keep skipping stories.
Who doesn't have ADHD?
You know what I mean?
in
I've
the
got
male?
so much going on in my brain. But that Silvia I was talking about, that's got that's going to have ethanol now. But
Your
that's
circuit one.
That's a
Your
circuit car.
yeah.
That's not a drift car. So I do circuit racing. Well, I'm trying to now. And then if I enjoy that too, you know, if I love it and think, you know, maybe I can build a time attack car. I don't know. That'd
Well,
be
Trev's
cool.
right into his circuit racing, so that's what he uses his
Civic.
his Honda for.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that car. That car looks good, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Circuit racing for me was that bug that bit hard. Like with Gran Turismo Few, same thing for me, except mine was all time attack stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's good fun, man.
The time attack stuff came out like what year did you get attached to the time attack stuff? Because that started not long ago, really. Like it got popular maybe
correct.
2014-ish when World Time Attack Eastern Creek kicked off. Like,
Yeah, that's sort of when I picked up on it, I think. It was when it was still like, you know, the Cyber Evo and things like that. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
that's
that's like
old school
2011.
stuff. Yeah.
2010,
Around
2011.
there.
Yeah. I went to my first World Time Attack in 2011.
Nice.
Yeah. And I got to meet some pretty cool names. That's when I first met Alexi Smith as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I met Tarzan.
Yeah.
Like that was cool. Those days were cool, man. But the Cyber Evo, when it was red with the chrome livery on it, it was incredible in person. Incredible.
Yeah.
What a beautiful car.
Dude, Evos just dominate time attack, man. It's insane.
Yeah, they
And
do.
then now you got that Porsche that just no one can knock off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like that car as a time attack car. It does. I want it. Like when I look at time attack, all I think about is Tsuba in Japan.
Yeah.
Like this Tsuba 2000 kind of racing. You know, they're so serious over there. But they're so they help. Like the teams help each other. It's not the case over here. It's so competitive over here.
Yeah.
Like they fight to
Every
the
man
death
for
here.
himself.
Yeah.
I find with drifting the scene though, they tend to be a lot more helpful to each other. I don't like in time attack. It's you get maybe some of that at the grassroots side of things.
Yeah.
But as soon as it gets to competitiveness or anything like that, it sort of just like stops.
Yeah. That's like that with drifting too.
Okay.
When it gets really competitive, no one's friends with anyone.
Yep. Fair.
Yeah, they're like
I need to be the top dog in that.
they
scene.
need to beat you.
Yeah.
They want stuff to go wrong for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It gets a little bit crazy, and you know, we still like love each other and support each other, but when we're trying to win, we're trying to win. We want you to lose. That's
Yeah.
it.
But it's not like there's fuckloads of money on the table.
There never has been.
Yeah. there never will be.
It never has been, never will be.
Yeah.
You'll get sponsorships and get good deals and partners to help you out and companies that will support you. And
But that's what I'm saying. If there was like a mega prize pool, then I can understand like, hey, fuck you, we're not talking to each other. Like, I'm winning and I'm gonna do whatever I can to win. But it's like you're winning for a trophy that was made in a factory that costs like 50 cents. It's like,
Yeah.
is it just pride and bragging rights that you're actually hating on this person for? Like that's it.
yeah. Well, I don't know.
But I guess people get competitive, so
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, they're not hating each other. It's just like during that day, during that time. Yeah,
As soon as they're in, like it's like F1 drivers, like they're all mates outside of the driving.
Oh,
but
yeah, of course.
As soon as they're on the track, it's like we're not mates anymore.
yeah.
Like,
I was different when I was competing. I was so happy. I would give the thumbs up and I'll wave at them and try and like do funny signs to them and stuff like in the car and try and put them off a little bit, but in a fun way.
Yeah.
And I would never just sit there stressing out. I would just be like, we're going to have the best battle. Hey, oi. Trying to wave out the window and trying to catch their
Dude,
eye.
it's just like fucking meditating mental imagery. You're just like, hey, man.
90% of them would just be looking dead straight with their revs up, ready to go like it's a drag race. And I'm just like, oi, 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 oi. Just like a puppy just trying to get attention, you know? But that, just keeping that smile on my face was the winning key.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too serious, you make mistakes.
Yeah.
But when you let all that go, you do so well. Yeah. Just that ambition to win kicks in, and just you're doing it for the love.
You got to remember that, do it for the love and enjoy it, not just I need to win because my fucking life depends on it, and my wife will leave me if I do not win this battle or some shit. Just like,
well, look, I still haven't started a family yet. I don't have kids or a wife. I've had many relationships, not in like many. Like I've had a long relationship, but it didn't work out. But I know if I was to have kids back then, I probably wouldn't have done as well, because my mind would have been like in a whole safer zone. It would have been like, I need to look after myself now. I can't be entering the first turn at 180 kilometers per hour and thinking all is good. You know, I was taking like so many risks, and especially financially. You know,
when you've got not the capability, I guess the mentality to do it, and you're not providing for other people, I guess that's the perfect time to do it, right? Especially when you're young.
Yeah. You can do that in your older age too.
Well,
if you're so ambitious about it, and
True.
Yeah, you do it in a safer manner. Compete if you want to compete and win, and you're in your 40s. That's doable, man. That's heaps. That's easy to do, actually. But not many people do it because they're at that position where they're raising kids and stuff. You know, it's harder.
Yeah.
I've had an Evo sitting in the garage for 2 years.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
So, you know.
Yeah, but you certainly can do it all. You can.
You just got to be smart about it. You got to be smart. You like at the end of the day, if you've got a family, you know, hats off to you.
Yeah.
You know, like there's nothing better than providing for your family and being a man about it. So,
dude, I see like parents at fucking car meets and stuff, and little kids just like looking at all the cars and shit.
It's awesome to see.
It's such a wholesome thing, man.
It's so awesome.
Yeah.
So even at time attack or drifting, like you just see kids just like they're fucking frothing. It's just like, that is the coolest shit ever. I don't want to do it one day. That's what keeps it alive.
Once they hear the engine,
oh man,
it's that.
I'm taking Tommy to Nishidi on March 9. I can't wait, man. That'll be his first drift event.
Wow.
And Nishi's good because like it's non-stop drifting.
It is.
It's more chill.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I've done one once. I should enter the next one. I really should.
Do it. I'll be there.
Yeah, sick. Only because like not for the competition side of it.
It's just fun.
Just to get so many laps in with all my favorite drifters.
Yeah.
They're always doing the Nishi events, and I should join in. But most of the time I've just been like saving money, trying to pay off my house. Like I think about 60% of my pay goes to my mortgage and bills, and then the rest is just like general living, and then whatever's left over.
You got 5% for tires and fuel, mate.
Yeah. So I've always been like that.
Yeah.
I've had sponsorships and stuff, but it wasn't paying for everything.
No.
Some people can get lucky and get all that, and you know it works out for them. That's awesome. I support that for sure.
Well, I know a few people that got tire sponsors, but they still have to pay for the tires.
Oh yeah,
it's just
some of the best drivers in the world are forking out hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to just compete. That's out of their own pocket.
Yeah, man.
This is how it is, man. Drifting is not a profit game.
No, you do not make money.
No.
I learned that like 10 years ago when that big like Keep Drifting Fun video came out.
Yeah.
And it was legit like, if you see someone rock up with this fucking massive trailer and they got 2 cars in this fucking trailer, they're not making a lot of money. They're spending a fuckload of money. That's just how it is. There's no money in drifting.
It's every motorsport, man.
Yeah, pretty much. So
it's all of it. Sprint cars, drag racing.
All of it.
All of it.
But we don't do it for money. We do it for love.
Yeah, well, I do it to get that adrenaline rush. Yeah. If I don't get that adrenaline rush, I have to find something. And it better not be on the motorcycle, because that's not going to go a good way.
Nah.
Because I like riding bikes, but that's
they're
not
dangerous.
I'm not chasing the adrenaline. I was doing it for a little while. I'd be like going stupid speeds on the freeway and stuff. But now I ride to work almost every day, and I still do some silly things on the bikes, but not to a great extent, because people just are not paying attention nowadays. There's too many accidents, so I got to look after myself now. I think that's why I'm struggling to get dates, because once I say I ride a motorcycle, they're like, I'm out.
No.
They've just heard too many stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So you said in 2021 you decided to take a break from, like, I guess, competitive drifting and not drifting in general, from my understanding, just like a break from the scene as a whole.
Yeah, because I bought a property. I bought a house near us here in 2016.
Yep.
And I think, when did COVID kick off?
2020-ish.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when I just come back from Melbourne. So 2019, I moved to Victoria and I lived in Melbourne for about 6 months with my partner. We split up. It didn't work out. But that trip was really good because I got to drift a couple of new circuits over there, Calder Park and
nice one, yeah.
Winton Raceway, did a Matsuri there. That was great. They're fantastic tracks.
Yeah, I love it.
And previously, I already shipped my car to Eastern Creek over in Sydney, and I done one of their. I did their opening for the short circuit over there.
Nice.
I think that was 2013 or 2012. With one of the locals that was one of the state champions in 2012. His name was Mitch Bunny. Mitch Bunny.
He used to have that 32, eh?
Yeah.
That black 32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Because he
32 's still
battled
getting
against
around.
Luke Fink as well.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah, in the day one. Because I watched them too, because he was my mate's. He was Shauna's, like, in that friend group.
Yeah.
So, like, I met him when I bought my first S13.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
And then he
way back.
stopped it as well because he started going out with Shauna's, like, friend, and I think they're still together.
Oh,
A
yeah.
small world, man.
Yeah.
He was a fucking good driver too.
He was. Well, he had JPC back him up, and they not gave him, but they offered him to drive the Achilles.
The S15 that Sonny had. Sonny had two of them at his house.
I don't know, but yeah, it would have been one of them.
Because my mate had that S15 still kicking.
I think it was a 2630 or something, or 2530 or something. It was wild.
Yeah,
it was
man.
wild. It was the best car in Perth for a long time.
Because there was two of them, and Sonny had both of them at his house.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, man. Because I still see Sonny. I don't know if you know Sonny, but
No, I don't.
yeah, I still see him at like all the like distortion cruises and a few cruises, and I'm like, "Fuck, how you going?" He
Oh,
goes,
cool.
Because I think they're onto circuit racing now. As
Yeah.
well, so
Oh, yeah, they would be. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of the guys from back then are circuit racers now, Time Attack and all that. Yeah. But yeah, Mitch Bunny, he was
Yeah,
cool.
man.
He was good. He left early. I guess he just wasn't too keen on it all. I'm not too sure of the story, but
I had
man,
a chat to him, and I was like, "Oh, so why'd you quit?" And he was just like, "Man, I've basically done it all, like in Australia wise, like." And he goes, "There's nothing really else for me to do. Like I've competed, I've won." And he goes, "I think I'm just done." And I was like, "Oh, fair enough."
I certainly wasn't.
Yeah, well, you know,
I think he might have won like 2 state championships or something by then, and then he got offered that car and got to drive with them. And I don't know if he won any national events. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, he just didn't come back after that. 2012, 2013 season, I was doing so well. I ended up taking his spot, and I took the state
you
championship.
snooze, you lose. Eh?
Yeah, I just stepped right in there. But I was watching him drift before I got that car. And I was like, damn, that 32, that's my favorite car. So he had my favorite car. And then he had my second favorite car that was there, was that S15. Yeah, it was a good time.
Fuck, I feel old now. Talking about that shit, man.
I don't. It's like, it feels like yesterday to me.
Oh.
I love it.
I remember
Keeps you
buying
young.
my first Motive DVD T-shirt, and I had that S15 with that chick in the front.
Oh, yeah.
And with that SR20 poking out. Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
I wish I still had that shirt.
Fucking Hot Fours and rotaries, mate.
Oh.
Well, the Auto Trader magazine sponsored the Drift series for like the first 4 years that I was competing.
Yeah.
And like we would have our cars and stuff and like in one of the pages of the magazine. So it was pretty cool. I was like, not famous, but like a cool local kid that was like in the magazine drifting up a storm. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
I mean, not
sick,
many
man.
people can
is
say
cool.
that, right?
No.
Yeah, well, I didn't keep any of those. Like, I don't keep anything. I don't have any history of my drifting. You go on
You
my
should probably
Facebook.
start. You should probably start, man.
We'll see. Like I
You'll
said,
get to a point you'll be like, fuck, I wish I had photos to show people.
I do have some on Facebook and stuff. Like I've got photos of me like making my way up, but I don't have any in-car footage or any of that. Like I would record it. Even Japan, I've got a few videos I put on YouTube and then I deleted the rest. And I've just got a bad habit of just not keeping track of things. Like that's where my mind is. I'll just move to the next. Yeah.
Oh, well.
But it is what it is. I'm still passionate about it and I still love it and I'll still do it and I'll still keep going until I'm 80 something. Until my eyesight disappears, I'm still going to drift cars.
Yeah, fuck it. Why
Yeah.
not?
Just wheel yourself in a fucking wheelchair into the car. Just like, I need a lift.
Yeah.
Plop you in. I'm good to go.
Oh, man. It'll be Tesla wheelchairs like just sliding everywhere, man. Yeah, at 80 k's per hour on the freeway, you just see this old man munging the freeway in his wheelchair. There goes.
You won't be able to do
again.
that, mate. The amount of fucking cameras are on the freeway now.
If I'm 80, who cares?
Yeah, who gives
bro?
a fuck, man?
Yeah, who cares?
Take my license, you dog.
I'm poor enough anyway, motherfuckers.
I'll be doing it at like 3 a.m., man. I'd be a wild old man. Wild. Like the age thing. I'm 33 now. I don't feel the number is irrelevant to me. It like
You 91, baby?
yeah, 91.
We're 92.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so see, I'm older and I feel young as still.
I
Like,
feel old as shit, bro.
but I still feel like I haven't.
You haven't got a kid, though, so...
Nah, well, yeah, that changes you mentally as well.
Yeah, I'm fucked.
You're definitely not, man. You got to be proud of that. You have to be proud of that.
I am.
That's a fantastic achievement. One day, I might not. Who knows? But if it does happen, yeah, it would definitely change me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It changes you for all the right reasons, brother.
Of course.
All the right reasons.
Yeah, it's a mini you coming up.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
Yeah,
In a good way.
in a good way.
In
Yeah,
a good way.
yeah,
It's cool to see, man.
yeah. It is cool.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of friends that are parents now. They're all married, and I'm just still soloing through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You do you, brother.
Yeah, yeah.
All in good time. There's no rush.
I'm not having like the best of time because I'm like still saving, trying to pay off my mortgage and just trying to save for like drift events and building these cars. I've got 3 S chassis now that I like got the drift car, got the circuit car, and now I'm building a new street 180SX and I'm acquiring all the parts for it now and I'm going to build that soon. So all the money's going there. I don't travel. Like I don't really go out of my way to enjoy myself. That's what I enjoy. It's kind of hermitish. It's a little sad to a lot of people. They'll look at it and go, wow, he just plays with cars. But it's
But they
different.
don't get it. They don't get it, though.
No, well,
Like, that's your excitement. Like
That's-
some people
yeah.
like to travel. They like experiencing the world and meeting new people and the cuisines, the cultures.
Yeah.
Whereas for us, like, don't get me wrong, I like that as well. But I would rather spend my money on my car.
yeah.
Like, my missus is like, let's go to Europe. I'm like, I don't.
There's a lot of
I would
people
rather,
like that.
I would rather just build my car and drive around on the weekend.
Oh, look,
Like, to be fair. you know?
If I worked harder and got a better job and
Paid
focused-
attention in school.
paid attention in school, like a lot of things, didn't have so many head injuries from crashing off my BMX bike or on motorcycles, then I probably would have, took a different route in life and career wise, I probably would have done better. But I'm happy where I'm at now. I just need to, just buckle down and finish these little projects that I got. But then I'm going to start traveling more as well because I've never really traveled for the sake of traveling.
You've been to Japan, bro. There is no point going anywhere else. Everywhere else
yeah.
will be a disappointment. Like, honestly. Like,
Yeah, I want to go to America. I want to see drifting there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of There's a lot of circuits in America.
Motorsport's huge
yeah,
there.
huge.
Yeah.
But
And-
I mean, it's huge because their population is fucking ginormous.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what sport someone's into in America, it's huge.
Yeah.
So,
That's true. It's very quiet here because we don't have many people doing it.
yeah, simple.
In comparison, 100%. There's a thing in America, fucking like track insurance is a fucking thing where you pay to like, if you fucking write your car off at a track, you can actually get paid out for that shit. I'm just like, that's a fucking concept. Yeah, and here we are just like fucking banging it, like hoping for the best. Like,
Too bad, eh?
That
Yeah.
would be pretty expensive, but I get
Yeah.
it. I get it. A lot of people, especially with drifting, like the amount of times we've had accidents or someone's just spun out in front of you and you've gone and T-boned them.
It's not if, it's when.
It just happens. And it could be nobody's fault at the time. It's just something that happens.
Legit, like you're driving along and something will, like, your knuckles snap. Just,
Yeah. I'm not going to claim that on insurance. You're out of your mind. The excess will cost more than the car, bro.
I was half expecting you to be like, oh, you're driving along and a fucking kangaroo jumps out and you're just like, you can't do much.
That did happen to my S13. So,
Yeah.
fucking kangaroo right next to me hopping along. I'm like, what are you doing, buddy? You better stop. Stopped and just stopped and looked at me. I was like, well, I'll just take off now. And then just boom, straight into my car. I was like, are you stupid?
Wow. Yeah.
Fucking whole front end just crumpled. I was like,
The big motherfuckers,
fucking
man.
Sylvia's, bro.
Oh, mate. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want anything running in front of a Sylvia.
Man,
It's
I had my
mush.
Sylvia parked up at my mate's workshop, right? And then his old man gets into a Beamer, reverses into the Sylvia, smashed my left-hand headlight, bonnet caved in, fender and bumper all fucked. He was kicking a stink, looked at his car, and it was just a tiny scratch, man, on his rear bumper. And I was just like, bro, there's nothing wrong with your car. Look at my car, man.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, Sylvia's, man.
Yeah, I got past the point of where I'd scratch it. I didn't really care after that.
You just...
Is that an initial stage, I think, when like you first get a car and it's like at a certain point of like looking nice and all that sort of stuff. And as soon as something like happens, that first thing, it slowly just gets less bad over time. You're just like,
Oh, of course.
You stop caring. Like
Yeah.
my dash was mint. And then I remember I took my sister for a drive and she legit just like placed her purse on my dash and then my dash cracked. And I was just fucking fuming.
That'll do it.
And then I was just like, oh, well, fuck, who cares now? You
Or
know,
every
like-
Sylvia owner knows this. The little vents right by the
Oh,
windscreen
bro.
glass there.
yeah.
Yeah,
And if
don't-
you take
don't
the
touch
dash
them.
out, those vents at the back that
Dominoes, mate.
Yeah, you just
Dominoes, they just go,
Yeah.
just all break. And then they all go where your feet is. And
Yeah.
then it's like, oh, right.
come on. Oh.
Yeah. I've got a perfect set of those that I need to try and sell.
so
You
if anyone's
probably get a
interested.
You know what? I'll sell them for like a decent coin and then they'll go to put them in and then they'll just shut up. Oh, I'd feel sorry. I'd give half their money back. Oh, no, actually, I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
Because it'd be their fault in a way.
Yeah, they were perfect when they bought them.
Yeah.
We got to remember these cars came out in fucking 1989, people.
Yeah, they did. They produced all those dashes then.
Yep.
I think earlier than that.
Yeah.
All those Sylvia dashes, they stayed the same for a long time.
Do
They
you-
were brown at one point.
Oh, I was gonna say, remember the grandpa spec brown with the CA18?
Yeah, I
that's how
remember.
you knew it was OG, bro. When you were like, this is
Yeah, super OG.
yeah, man, with those fucking CA18 brown seats.
Those engines did not last. They had a big problem with the timing belts on those and pulleys seizing, and they would just seize up.
I love the CAs, man.
Yeah, they were good. They were good
great.
engines.
Baby RB.
They're baby RBs. Yeah.
AZRB, man. You push more power out of them than an SR.
Incorrect.
Yeah, nah. Cast iron block, bro. Blockwise.
Oh yeah.
And the rocker system on the SR20. Come on,
You know
man.
what? Back then, early 90s in Japan, they were drag racing a lot of CA18s, the 1.8s. They were slapping big turbos on them. And they knew how to build them.
Yeah.
And they were drag racing a lot of them. And that was before they started drag racing the SR20s, but the SR20s didn't have many parts. So the CA18 would be out for
A
longer.
couple years, yeah.
There probably would have been a couple race cars in like whatever series they were doing back then. And so, yeah, that made sense. But
There
it
was a
didn't
guy-
last long.
Yeah, there was a guy in Perth who fucking was pushing big power with CAs, and he just loved them, build them, because they were cheap as fuck. So he used to just
Yeah.
go crazy on it. I can't remember his name, but
I acquired my first CA18. I threw it straight in the bin. I was like, this ain't no SR. I've got an
Catch
SR on an engine stand ready to drop in. I was like, yeah. This
Straight in
is-
the bin,
This is
eh?
exactly how it's going to be.
my second S13 came with an CA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Yeah.
I binned it, put an SR in it.
Yeah.
It's just SRs were cheap, bro. You could get a gearbox back then for $100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now the gearboxes, I'm picking them up still for about like a working SR20 gearbox. The second last one I got for 900. And then the recent one that I got came with like this upgraded input shaft from Japan. And I got some new bearings and stuff, and it ended up being like $500. So it's still there. Like he's still marketplace, man. You got to be hunting hard.
You gotta be, and you gotta be on it as soon as something pops up.
Yeah, you go on marketplace and you got as soon as you click on the marketplace button on your phone, and then you go to the search button, your recent searches will come up, and then it'll have like new and like a number of how many new items have popped up for that search, and I'm like, oh my god, SR20 has 5 new items. Click on that and immediately see
You gotta
what
be
those
on it.
items are. Yeah. And
There's
hit them
a-
up straight away. Even if you don't need the part, they'll you offer or something.
Have you seen that red S14 for sale for like 38 grand?
No.
The kooky. Oh,
See, I don't look at cars because they cost too much. I look at parts. I put
Smart.
yeah.
I even
Because I'm good at building cars. I'm not good at buying cars and selling cars and doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm good at building cars from bare metal. I love that part of things. So I'm always just hunting for those trinkets, man. Those trinkets is what I love. Yeah.
I even asked Shauna. I was like, Shauna, I want my S14 back. I was like, would you be mad if I bought this car? And she goes, oh, you got to get rid of one of your cars to buy. And I was like, fuck, almost 40 grand for a Silvia. I was like, my S14 costs $7.5 grand. I was like, I can't justify spending almost $40,000 on a fucking piece of shit Silvia.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how nice they are. They're still buckets of snot.
Well,
right?
I picked up a, from a good friend of mine, Frank, I picked up a 180SX back in I'd say 2014. I picked up a 180SX. It might have been 2013. No, it was about 2014. I picked up a 180SX.
10 plus years ago, bro.
And it was regoed, so I didn't have to put it over the pits. And I paid the rego for 10 years before not 10 years, 8 years before I started to build it. So I had a bare shell with rego. It cost me $1,000 cash, and I ended up building that into a Type X replica. So I put all my original Type X interior in it from the drift car, because I couldn't put that back in the drift car. It's got a roll cage and stuff. And then I acquired a body kit for it, and I made it a Type S replica, and it had the sunroof and everything.
Nice.
I ended up
Electric
selling...
sunroof or the one that popped up?
No, 180s only had a pop-up, manual pop-up.
They're still sick, man. I
Oh,
love
yeah, they're
those
great.
pop-ups.
You can buy brand new parts of the mechanism and stuff, and it works beautifully. And I sold it to a guy for $34,000. So I made a little bit of money off that car. Not a lot. I probably made about 15 grand off that car, but I built that really well. It was like, you could drive it to the track, you could drift its guts out and drive it home. It was built that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit sad I got rid of that. I would love to cruise around it still. I was cruising around in it only about 3 years ago. Yeah, so it was a recent build, but yeah, I made profit off that one. So it is, but you can still build really, really, really nice Silvias that will last a really long time.
Yeah.
It just depends how much time and effort you want to put in it, and it doesn't have to be money. It's
Time
just,
and effort.
It's just the ambition and love for something. You put so much effort into it, it can be something great.
I'm going to get another Silvia.
Well, I think you need to finish your Evo. To be honest, it's sitting there with no engine.
Nah.
in it. Taking
I'm
up
going to
a
get
whole
another
carport.
Silvia. I'm going to get another Silvia.
Fuck this Evo
I'm
right
fucking
off.
the Beamer off. I've already decided that I'm going to sell the Beamer.
You know what? I would roll that Evo and push it up the hill to my house by myself and put an SR in it and turn it into a rear-wheel drive Evo. It would be the
That'd be fucking dope.
I don't
Like
know if
Team
it-
Orange?
Yeah. So I'll turn it into a drift car immediately.
Oh, man.
If you don't touch it, it'll be my next.
If that car's running, I've doubled my money on that car. So that car's a good investment.
See, this is the thing that
That's if someone buys it for that price.
Yeah, this is a thing that I like. Even though I built that 180 and sold it and made profit, I didn't intentionally want to make profit. I built it just to see what I was capable of doing.
Yeah.
And the fact that I could build a car from a bare shell into something great,
It's a good thing to accomplish.
it's really good. Yeah.
I don't ever plan on selling the Evo, but it's just good because when the missus is like, "Oh, why don't you sell that car?" I was like, "Oh, well, I've doubled my money, you know."
Oh, it depends.
Justifies keeping it. You
It
know?
depends if you need the money. If
don't
if
need
you
the money.
really don't sell it.
I don't need the money.
Just
I'd rather sell the Beamer.
yeah.
I think it's a bucket.
The Evo is a nice car. I would definitely keep it if I was.
What are you trying to say? The Beamer ain't nice?
No, not really.
No, it's not, eh? It's not. I fucking hate Beamers, man.
It's sitting out there getting fucking sprinkler water on it and shit. Just like...
I think there's a Beamer. I think it's an E48. I don't know. I think
I've never heard of one.
it's not an
before.
E46 or it might be E38. It's like a luxury version, 4-door Beamer. I would love one of those. It's old school.
Is that
I think
like
it's
pop-up lights?
no. It's just a long E36.
Oh, okay.
It's just like a really long E36.
I've never heard of one, but I don't know much about Beamers. So
Yeah, I don't know much about it
Yeah.
either, so I'm getting some of it wrong. But they look super cool, super VIP. You just lower it, put some nice wheels on it. Like I love that stuff too. I love the stance cars. Like my love for all the culture, even muscle cars, man. Even Aussie cars. Like I see a VN SS or something. I'm like,
they're
damn.
sick, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
VNSS?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, 5-liter in it, man.
Yeah.
If it's carby, it's even better.
Oh, man.
If you convert it back to carby, they
The sound of a
amazing.
carby, bro.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, they're great. Yeah. The Honda boys just like, what in the fuck are you guys talking about? That junk, mate. Junk, man. Yeah, you'd chop them all, I tell you. That car, that Civic's cool. Really cool.
It's good. It's good fun, even for OEM, what it is. But no, like I originally, when I first got into cars, I was more of the Aussie muscle. Like I had a fucking SS Commodore bedsheet spread and shit. And then for some reason it swapped to JDM. I think
Fast and Furious, of course.
and Need for Speed at the same sort of time.
Yeah.
I remember Underground 1 with that fucking Eclipse.
Bro.
At
Yeah,
the
man.
start.
That thing
I was
was
just like, that was
sick,
it.
man.
Yeah, that was another reason why I love drifting so much because like in the suburb I grew up, no one could beat my drift score.
Oh, nice.
No one could beat it.
Bragging rights.
Oh yeah, it was. Everyone would come over and try and beat your drift score.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the best. I think that might have been Underground 2 at the time. But yeah, even Underground 1, that was great. That was good fun. Yeah, I think the drifting part came in number 2, eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure did.
It was fun, man.
Yeah, it was. Hell yeah, the music.
The music and the fucking the neons and the fucking magazine shoots and shit. You're just like, I'm gonna go to this sick spot, take a shot, and you get fucking paid for it. And you're just like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
that's
like.
cool.
I loved how like if you wanted to modify your car, you had to drive around and find the shop and unlock the shop. Like,
That was
yeah.
cool
I was like,
concept.
this is so cool, man. Like,
Yeah.
this is sick.
I was trying to do that in real life. It was good. I got to find a cool shop, PZP, the tuning specialist, JDM tuning specialist, and I've been loyal to them since 2012. And they actually put their whole livery, their whole wrap on my drift car, and I won a couple championships with their logo on the car.
Nice.
It was like a full blown drift car, like to the full extent, full livery on it. That was a really good time. That was really good because it was like a car that looked like a proper competition drift car. It had everyone's logos on it and all the sponsors. It was great, but not the case now because I don't compete. But if I wanted to, I could definitely go back that route. But again, it's a lot of money in your own pocket just to kickstart that journey.
Yeah.
We'll see. The ambition's still there. Like I'm still competitive, and I'll still get into competition drifting or whatever it may be. It might be someone like, "Hey, you want to drive a rally car?" Like, yeah, if I'm competing. Like I won't do it for fun because
Those cunts are on another level, eh?
Yeah, well, see, like I'm still at that point where there's no fear. Like, so I can push limits and not have to
afraid of
be afraid
dying.
because once you're afraid, it's like motorcycle riding. Every day that I ride to work, if you're afraid on a motorcycle, you're going to have an accident. Yeah. It's guaranteed because you can't. You just your brain can't like just chill out. You're always on edge.
Yeah.
But you got to be like a step ahead of everyone on the road. And that's the same thing in motorsport. If you want to be the winner and better than everyone, you got to be a step ahead of everyone and have a stronger ambition to win and just to always learn and do better. You're not on the track just to get a trophy and go home. You're on the track to prove that you're better the last time that you came there. And that's how I've always been. Just try and better myself every time.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's definitely good ambition to have, man. And I would say, like, you definitely can tell you got a passion for a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
So my next question
I love
is, do you ever get to the point where you feel burnt out? Because I know, like,
Never.
chasing your passion and whatnot can be, like, pretty intense for people.
It is intense. Yeah, you can get burnt out by working too much to pay for it all, I guess.
Yeah.
But doing it, no way. I could drift every day. I think everyone would.
Yeah. If they had the means to, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a job for some people. Like you've got drift school. Drift school, that's their thing. Every weekend almost.
Yeah.
They're just they've been doing it for a long time now. Ken Leong, who runs drift school, I got to drive with Ken. He probably doesn't remember, but this was back in 2012 or 2011, and he had a Hachiroku drift car that he had. It was like purple with like a kind of like a dragon livery on it or something. It was pretty cool. Very rare car. He might still have that car, but yeah, I'm like drifting behind him and stuff, and yeah, we've been in the scene a long time, but yeah, I think
He's done a lot for the scene.
he's done a huge amount.
Yeah.
Huge amount. He's probably the most ambitious person I know when it comes to drifting. He loves it to the core, you know.
Yeah, I guess that's where if people really love it, they'll stick around. Like it's something that's just a part of life for them.
And super helpful, not arrogant. or they won't put anyone down if they suck at it.
Yeah.
They want to
Agree.
see them grow. And he's always been like that. That's why he started at school. And I've always been the same too. I love seeing people like learn. Like last drift prac night, there was a couple of boys that wanted to do fast entries into the first corner, but they just couldn't get past the step of like their fourth gear drifting. It's like it's quite fast. And if I'm in the passenger seat and I'm just telling him it's safe and it's good to go an extra 10 or 20 Ks, and here's the line that you need to take to do it safely. And once they do it the first time,
It just clicks.
that's it. It clicks. And they just keep doing it after that. And they go, oh, that's all I needed was that little bit of boost, that little bit of motivation. Yeah, so I like that. That's cool. That's
yeah.
cool.
I'd say that's pretty sick
Yeah.
to experience as well.
I love teaching. It's really good. Just someone that's never drifted a car before and teaching them how to do donuts around a cone or something. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Because I think there's a saying like to truly master something, you must be able to teach it to others.
Oh, yeah.
So I would
Yes,
definitely say
definitely.
that's the case.
That's a good thing.
Or those that can't do teach.
Oh, here we go.
That's like judging. There's a lot
Speaking of judging, didn't you just judge a whole D1 season?
I did. Yeah, I've judged a few seasons actually
Yeah.
in drifting. I think I did a Drift West one. I think I've done D1. I've done D1 maybe 3 times.
You enjoy judging?
Yeah, I do. I love it. I love the technical side of it. I love watching a battle and just analyzing it from start to finish and just making little notes in my head of all the little errors and all the cool stuff that they did and their maneuvers and how they initiated the drift, when they initiated the angle, the speed, the front steering work, but mainly like their throttle work. And if they're controlling the car with the throttle, that shows a lot more skill than just using the front end to steer a car around the corner there. You know, I find all these little things and I'm listening to engine notes and yeah, I love that. I love that because I learned so much from other people. Like I'm not perfect. I'm always learning how to, you know, try new things and especially with drifting, that's never ending. You can never be the best forever. There's always going to be someone that's going to take your spot.
Yeah.
So there's always a learning game, but yeah, when it comes to judging, I love it. I think it's really fun.
Have you seen the new stuff from, I think it's like Race Data Labs where they do like drift judge, they do drift judging, but it's like through telemetry. So
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of things, like a couple of drift comps in Australia starting to trial it out now.
Yeah, I've seen that at Calder Park, was it? I think in Vic. Yeah, I think it was in Vic somewhere. I've seen some videos of them trying that out. Yeah, it looks interesting. It's still.
I'm guessing it's still imperfect in a sense because it's a computer just judging like telemetry.
All it's doing is it's just judging the angle and speed. I guess that's all it can really do, and the proximity.
Yeah.
And it will show the
Drift
perfect.
All Stars have been doing that for a while.
It will
now.
also show the line as well. Like if you're on a circuit where the judges can't see the rear of the car, it's very easy for the cars to be running over the line and the judges can't tell because they're on the edge all the time.
Yep.
And if they're on the opposite side, that's where that would come in and be like, oh, that's why we have drones. So now the last season we had a drone in the air, which was super difficult because it was like there was, you know, that they have to change the battery like nearly every battle, and it was very difficult. It wasn't.
And then uploading the footage,
efficient.
I remember being at round 5 and it was like, we've got to wait for the drone footage and
Well,
getting it back and forth.
Yeah, well, there was computers failing,
Yeah.
which was the biggest issue, and there was a lot of errors, yes. But yeah, I would try and make sure I call the shots before I rely on the drone. I never really relied on the drone, but there's points where I was like wrong as well because I couldn't see,
We're
literally
all
could
human.
not see.
I mean, shit happens so quickly as well. Like,
Yeah.
you can't fucking pick up every single thing. Like, you're bound to miss something.
But it's
Yeah.
always better to have, I'd say, more reference points of data than not enough. That's where drones and all this, I guess, are meant to help in a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely did help out.
Sensors for how close you get to the wall and all that garbage.
Yeah, I mean, it's at a level of competition now where that kind of matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
I remember Red Bull put on an event. It was in some city, and they had like a truck, and they just had sensors everywhere.
Wow.
And it wasn't like I'm talking years ago, and obviously Red Bull, Mad Mike, you know. and there was sensors everywhere, and it wasn't judged on like by humans or there was no battle. It was legit like go out, do whatever lap you want. Like you could go drive wherever, but the closer you get to the wall, the more points you get. If you go under this truck X amount of times, you get more points because there's
that's very
sensors
cool.
under the trucks and shit. There's sensors everywhere. If you do like a donut, but you get as close as you can to the fucking cone without hitting it,
Yeah,
you
that's
get more
pretty cool.
points because there's sensors. And I was like, that is cool, but it's sort of just like driving around aimlessly.
Not really. That takes a lot of technique.
Yeah, of course it does. I could never do that because I'm bloody.
Like we had
Garbage,
a
but-
drift corner here where we just had cones on the track on the infield, and the drift corner was a competition thing, but it was like one car at a time, and they time it, and
Yeah.
you got to do that similar thing.
Within a certain
Not
time.
under cool
Yeah.
trucks and structures and LEDs and flames
Oh,
popping out.
it was a cool.
Yeah,
thing
that's
they
way
did.
different.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of people that couldn't do one clean run. Like it's so technical because it's all throttle control.
Yeah.
It's all throttle control. It's a very good technique. I think we should do that more often. That kind of drifting. Yeah, it's really
Change
good
it up
idea.
from just like battles and shit.
We should have every type. We should have all types of drifting ongoing the year, like throughout the year, like drift corners. Just like
Nishi,
Nishi's got
WA,
his
yeah.
thing, yeah. The WA,
D1, yeah.
everything, which is good. I think it's struggling at the moment because there's not anyone that really wants to help out the clubs at the moment.
It's
So
a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It's
It's
a lot of
another
man.
part. It's like a part-time job
Yeah.
on top of your full-time job, and it's actually struggling.
I don't know
now.
how Andrew does it, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Fuck, man. I was having a chat to
Yeah.
him and he goes, man, it's
Yeah.
honestly so much fucking work.
yeah. Him, Nick, and Sarah, and all
Yeah.
that. They do struggle. Yeah. But I've been in every drift committee here since I started. I think I joined WA Drift Committee in 2014 or something like that. So I got to learn. Like back in there, I didn't do much,
Yeah.
but I offered
You were just
input,
there.
offered input, did like made layouts for them and stuff like that, and just had a driver point of view of everything. Because a lot of people don't understand when they get into the sport and they want to help out. Drivers need their opinion. It
100%.
matters a lot.
They're
a
the
lot.
ones. They're the ones providing the entertainment.
Yeah, and if they don't get a say in things, it can go sideways really fast, and it can ruin a whole championship.
Yeah.
So that's where they were like asking for help, and that's where I came in. And I did that for quite a long time. I think I was in a committee I was even in D1WA's committee for a couple of years. It was all good. I loved it. It was good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be good to see what happens behind the scenes as well, I
Yeah,
suppose.
it's
So,
chaotic.
yeah, I can imagine.
Like I said, it's another job.
Yeah.
Someone's got to do the work, though, to
Organizing.
make all that happen.
Fucking,
Yeah.
Man, you got to organize everything, man. Fuck.
Yeah, it's hard. So yeah, there's not many people offering to put their hands up to do that kind of thing, and yeah, so the drivers got to understand, like the drifters here in WA, they have to understand that there's people trying to run the events behind the scenes, and we got to
And they're not getting paid too. Let's be real.
no,
They're not
no,
getting
they might get little benefits, but
Because
you'll get more from just applying for a job at Woolworths.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
But they also have to pay these venues to hold these events there.
it's a lot of money.
But 100% it is.
a lot of
But it's
money.
like, how are they going to get that money? Well, drivers have to fucking enter.
And we've always been stingy.
Yes, stingy drifters.
There would be an event where
Everyone's-
it's like $250. It was $200 last year. What's going on?
Yeah,
but
and
they
shit
don't know
costs
how
money,
it
bro.
works. Like
Yeah.
everything's going up in price.
Everything
the track
costs
hire
money.
goes up in price.
Insurance,
Yeah.
Firewatch, fucking, you know, like
Well, yeah, the main circuit for Wanneroo Raceway, I think it might be like 15 grand or something for the day. I'm not sure. It might be more, but it's a lot of money.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. And then,
it's not cheap, man.
Yeah.
I guess that's one of those things, though. Like, if you've got the time and you don't necessarily have a drift car, but you want to get to the scene, volunteering is probably a good place to start.
You'd learn a lot.
You always need volunteers, man.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. And just make friends with the people doing the sport.
Yeah, just don't be a cunt. Just be a good person, eh?
Man, if you just offer to like help change tires or something,
Yeah.
that's all it takes.
You know what pisses me off?
And then we'd be best mates, you know.
You know what irritates me? When people ask to like go in your car and they do go in your car and they don't even help change tires or help, you know, just with the car. They just come for a ride and then they piss off and it's like, bro, like, this shit ain't free, man. Like,
Look,
a little bit of help, please.
I've taken hundreds of passengers for rides, and I've never expected them to do anything. I've been a one-man guy forever. Since competing and winning all those championships, I've just done it all myself.
Oh, I don't.
But
really
I would
like
have
that.
friends like come in halfway through, but they were just so like excited to see me progress that they would offer to help out. But I would never ask for help. I was just one of those kids, just like, no, I got this, because I grew up different, man.
See,
I
I'm
grew
like,
up struggling, so like I was used to, just doing
Just do
everything
solo.
myself. Yeah.
So, like-
still like that today. Yeah.
Yeah.
because before I was into the drifting, it was like I was hanging around a lot of burnout people, and it was just like the dude who bought the car, brings everything here, pays for all the tires. Like he should not be changing tires. If everyone wants to jump in, like get your fucking hands dirty and change these tires. Like help the guy out. Like
Yeah, it's
just not cheap. So it's like a little bit of appreciation to be like, hey, cheers for that. I'll fucking help you just fix your car or whatever.
Yeah, but if I'm taking people for rides and they offer, and it could just be someone I know like yourself, right? And you're like, I'll change your tires for you. Just stay in the car and you can take the next person out. I'm going to be thinking in my head,
Did he put these fucking tires on?
did he
properly?
put them on properly? Yeah. Did he torque them up? Because I'm the type of guy that torques my wheel nuts up, and I put ARP lube on all the wheel nuts. I don't want nothing snapping.
You're
or
one of
going
them
loose.
guys. Puts fucking lube on his wheels.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, I hate that shit.
I've
man.
got the same spacers and same studs for the last like 8 years. They're still good because I do that. They never rust. Because I play with engines. You know, I've got to be technical like that. I've got to make sure there's longevity and everything.
Not like me, mate. Wizzy on the block, baby. Let's go.
So that makes me sick.
Oh, we've had this conversation a few times.
Yeah.
Let's not get into it.
No. But
Yeah.
I'm always happy to help out in that in that regard. Build you a proper engine.
That'll happen on the Evo. The Evo's not getting a Wizzy on it.
No. We'll machine the block flat.
Machine it down to nothing.
Yeah, we'll just a level playing field where the piston's at the top of the deck, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I keep every day. I'm like, I need to go just have a chat and be like, here's the fucking block. Let's get it done every day, because you guys work legit right around the corner from me.
Yeah, so
I just need to do it. I just need to come in and be like, here it is. Tell me how much I need to give you.
yeah, well, just make sure you got. If you want to rebuild an engine,
Do I have to
anyone
buy the parts,
really,
though?
anyone
Can you
really,
guys do it for me? I can't be fucked.
sort of, but no. Like it's on you. It's on you.
Yeah.
If you're building the engine, you have to supply the parts. So anyone really listening that wants to rebuild an engine, and you've got an engine that's blown up, first strip it down and assess what's wrong, and then if you can buy replacement parts, like let's say a piston melted, well, that's fine. You can get a new set of pistons that are oversized, so you can rebore the block to suit the new piston size. Sweet, that's that done. And then you can get a set of forged rods and bearings to suit and stuff like that. And then we do all the machine work, and all you got to do is clean everything, blueprint it, dummy build it, make sure it's all going to be good, strip it back down, clean it again, and then put it together. That's kind of like the process. But it's someone can learn that in a week just from a couple of YouTube videos now.
Yeah.
So that's all you
Plenty
really
of
need
books
to
out
do.
there as well.
No one
I
reads
don't-
books nowadays, bro.
I know, but
Nobody reads books.
unfortunately, I don't have the time to build this engine. So
Well, you have to make time. Like today,
that's why
for
I'm,
example.
that's why I'm paying Harris Engines, mate. You guys can do all the machine work and put it together.
Well,
for
we've
me.
got so much going on. We don't really build engines from
Really?
start to finish unless they're like sprint car engines,
Yeah.
like the fancy $100,000 engines that
Big
we
money.
have to. Yeah, well, they
everything has to be like
Yeah,
to a T.
yeah. Well, sometimes they're in and out the door constantly because they constantly get rebuilt.
Yeah.
because they're the competition engines. You got to strip them down, assess everything, put it back together like every couple of meets. It's crazy.
Yeah. There's a lot of money in those sprint cars, man. Fuck.
There is, yeah, and and we love what we do at Harris Engines, but we never charge enough. So we get the short end of the stick, but we keep everyone happy,
Yeah,
and that's all that matters.
But isn't that mechanics though? Mechanics in general never getting paid enough.
I think mechanics get paid. Well, mechanics get paid way more than what I get paid.
You sure?
Yeah, mechanics get six figures nowadays.
Fuck, I'm in the wrong business.
You're in
the
your
wrong
own business. What are you doing?
I'm at the wrong place, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like I think
I think we do get paid pretty well nowadays, but
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you can get
come a
as
long way.
as a light vehicle mechanic in locally. You can get six figures easy.
Yeah.
Just work half a day Saturday, and you're in the bracket.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
There's plenty of opportunity for overtime at dealerships.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
But you guys have so much work. You guys do heaps of OT. Everyone needs their engine done.
I do about 5 hours every week. Some weeks I don't do any because I'm trying to renovate a house or build my car or something. But nowadays I do an extra 5 hours a week, and that helps me a lot just for extra living costs and
100%.
just have a bit more fun. That's the money. That overtime money is what pays for tires.
Yeah.
So sometimes I have to do that, and then that will get me onto the track, pay for the event or whatever it needs to be, and get that adrenaline boost, that little hit, that little AD just in the arm there, and just get me going for a week or so, and then I've got to figure it out again and hustle, and then get back out there, get that little hit, and then that's the way I have to do it.
Yeah, shit ain't cheap.
It's not,
But it's good. It's good fun. It's great. I fucking love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
need to do something.
Yeah.
Need to do something.
100%.
Yeah, I could have been a geeky IT guy.
Like this cunt.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, well, I don't know your backstory, but I'd say that because I was really into IT as a kid. Like, I wanted to get into programming, and I love the whole hacking side of things and coding.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how I went complete opposite direction and started doing mechanical work instead. But I love learning about all that stuff. I love learning about a lot of new things. But when it comes to like technology side of things, I'm always keen on that.
Yeah, like I think I got into it mainly because when I was going through school, my parents were like, fucking Asian household, just like doctor, engineer, that's it.
How stereotypical of you, Trev.
Oh, tell me about it, mate. And then like as soon as I floated the idea of like, hey, I
Cars.
like cars, I want to become a mechanic, it was just like,
You're an
fuck
idiot.
you, no. Like, don't even think about it. It was uni, like it has to be something where you get a degree at the end of it. So I was like, I'm naturally good in IT and whatnot, fell into it. It was a good time to do so because I think that's when IT was sort of booming along with engineering. So there was still decent, I guess, potential, a lot of jobs kind of in that entry level sort of area too. So you could kind of get into it and hit the ground running, and then you eventually make good money. That's sort of how I found it. And I picked it up and ran with it just because I was decent with computers and I built my own once.
Yeah.
I was like, it seems easy enough if it's just simple things like, I've got to fix an application because it's not working or something like that. I mean, I could do that for a job and I do. But
You just restart the computer, right?
sometimes
You
you just
turn
have to
it on.
repair it. It's just, there's all these things. That
That's
you can
all I know,
potentially
bro.
do.
Alt Control Delete, shut that shit
Dude,
down
I
and start
was
it back
trying
up.
to cool down an old IBM computer because I installed Half-Life on it, the original Half-Life game. But no, before that, I was installing games through floppy disk. So I had an IBM computer that my brother had got, my stepbrother had got, and then he left it at the house, and I started using it. This was 90s.
Yeah.
It had Windows. Not 95.
98, Windows 98.
Yeah, it had Windows 98. So, and it was like brand new.
Yeah.
Like Windows 98, but it was an IBM, and I had to try and cool the bastard down, man, because it was getting hot. So I pulled this thing apart, and I was sussing it out and figuring it all out. I was like, and then I started learning about CD burning, and then I'd go to the video store, I'd get some DVDs, and I think before that I was playing with CDs, but then when DVDs came out, I put a DVD burner in there, and I was with like Nero burning ROM. And I started making money at schools, man, trying to sell like copies of games and movies, and I was hell into that kind of thing. Like I was trying to do everything differently, but
I miss when you could get like Age of Empires and Unreal Tournament in the Nutrigrain packets.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
Wow.
You used to put a game in and just play. Didn't have to install shit, man.
Yeah, it's like, what's the fucking serial code for each game? You just have to fucking read the disc.
Yeah,
And be like,
it was on the packet.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember putting in like the same Windows 98 code into this PC like 80 times.
Yeah.
And
There was no fucking checks. They're just like, that looks legit.
Yeah, that's a legit code. No worries.
a lot of the time it wouldn't work, and I actually called Microsoft and explained to them so it was like a 10-minute phone call, and I'm like a kid.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even 10 years old. I'm like, I need to activate my Windows PC because it's coming out with error, and I would call the hotline, and then they would give me a new code every time, and then I would reactivate Windows.
No worries.
So, because I was trying to install Windows on other computers and stuff, like I was a menace, man.
This guy's got 25 computers.
Dude, I would have been... Dude, imagine if I was still in that game and I was messing with crypto and it first kicked out. Man.
Yeah. Holy shit.
So I look back and I got like looking at IT stuff and technology back then. I would have been a wizard, man. I would have been a millionaire for sure. But yeah, I was in.
But now you've got 3 S13s, brother.
That's it. Hell yeah, dude.
Alternate route. You never know. Maybe one day they'll be worth
You are
millions.
a millionaire in my eyes, mate. You got
Thanks,
3
man.
Sylvias.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's a lot of people with 3 Sylvias though. But yeah, most of them are all bunky and don't run.
Yeah.
But I've got 2 that are currently in good shape, and then the next one I'll try and build into something great. But yeah, no, it was hard. It's been a hard path for me, man. I tell you, I grew up like really rough household, really rough. So it was a really difficult bringing up. Like, it was just my mum and 2 brothers, and then one of my brothers got schizophrenia, and then later on my other brother became schizophrenic from drug use.
Oh, man.
And then like I was just a kid and I was terrified every single day.
Yeah.
Just seeing and hearing things, and there was a lot of alcoholism and stuff. It was hard, man. And then, growing up, I didn't leave the house until early 20s, man, until I met my partner and she helped me get my own place.
Yeah.
But before all that, the only key was to get out of the house and just go drifting or ride BMX bikes.
That was your little escape.
That was my escape, and that's why I was so in love with it. It just bring me so much joy.
Have you
And
noticed,
the track fit was my family. Yeah, it was
have you
in a good
noticed
way.
a lot of like pro BMXers when they get into BMX riders, they get into drifting, they just
Yeah, it's hell
It's a thing,
common.
eh?
yeah,
Yeah, it
they
is.
just pick it up, man.
Yeah, it's really common. Luke Finkel's one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
LZ.
LZ was,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
I'm sure there's a lot of others, but
Yeah.
they're just the 2 big wigs.
I don't know. I think BMX riding, man, when you stack it, riding BMX off a big jump,
Man,
and like I caved my skull in a few times. My nose is broken multiple places, and I've never had it repaired.
pretty good, mate. You're looking pretty good.
I've
All right.
crushed my face so many times and had so many concussions, and I think all those concussions got rid of the fear.
Just knocked it out
I
of
was
you.
going to say deleted that part of your brain. eh?
Yeah, not completely. I'm still normal in every aspect, but yeah, I just always take risks.
Yeah.
But I take risks in a way where I'm confident in taking that risk.
Yeah.
I guess it made me more confident and try new things. But yeah, I got stuck in that route, so I could have been. I could have went to university and stuff. That was cool, but I was never one of those kids in school. I never paid attention. All my grades was shocking. I just wanted to leave the class and go ride. That was it. Just go ride BMX. Yeah, I never paid attention, even in primary school. Yeah.
I failed woodwork and metalwork, bro.
Yeah, I almost failed everything.
I was just like, this is fucking. What do you mean I got to draw something then make it? Can't I just fucking make it?
But
What's this paperwork shit?
I mean, looking back in school, I know it would have been just my school, but it was a good school and a lot of good kids. A lot of people from my area went some awesome directions in life, but a lot of what we learnt had no real life
Application, bro.
at all. Yeah, it didn't help us at all.
I mean,
I hope
think
that
that's-
changes in the future.
I
That'd
mean,
be fantastic.
I think it's the exact same, man.
I think
Yeah, it's just cookie cutter shit, man. Just get a job, pay taxes for the government.
yeah.
I think
A lot of teachers nowadays are trying to do good and trying to,
everyone
because they
I
now
think-
understand that they got to learn everyday skills.
Yeah.
But I had to be a grown up like at a young age.
Yeah.
Because I'd be at the
you're
house
upbringing,
by myself sometimes, and I just had to look after myself.
Yeah. It's hard because, like, how do you teach, like, young kids to the life skills that they need to get by? And then how do you assess it in a schooling system, in a sense?
First of all, I reckon you should not ever make their lives easy from day dot.
I agree with that. Because if it's cushy, man, you don't push yourself to learn anything.
You could be a millionaire and be like, my kid's just going to live the best life ever, but watch it go downhill fast if you don't take control of his actions or her actions, because everything's just too easy to get. You don't have to work for anything.
Yeah.
So then
life's,
later on,
life's cruel, bro. You have to learn that life is not on your side. And
No,
if
it's
you've
not.
had your whole life everything handed to you, and then all of a sudden you're in the real world and you get treated like shit, well,
yeah,
you're gonna learn real fucking fast, aren't you?
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But we're living in a generation now where life is so easy.
Man,
So
everything is legit
good.
at the fucking tip of your finger, man.
It's only
Yeah,
going to get easier as well.
Yeah, it's just you
Yeah.
want something, I fucking bought it. There you go. It'll be here in a couple of days.
yeah, that's
Simple as
wild. That's wild. My mum was yelling at me trying to get off the bloody computer because she wanted to use the phone. Dial up, remember dial
I
up?
remember that.
Oh man,
Get off
the fucking phone! I'm on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to download something off LimeWire?
Oh, yeah. I was always trying to download movies off LimeWire, but none of them ended up being.
Ended up being porn, eh?
Yeah, it was horrible. It never worked out in my favor. It made me so confused growing up.
Oh, man.
The things you would see back on LimeWire.
I just wanted to watch The Lion King. Is this The Lion King?
Oh, yeah.
I downloaded the wrong Star Wars.
Man, the first movie I ever downloaded on LimeWire was A Night at the Roxbury. You remember that movie?
What a fucking movie,
Yeah.
bro. That is the best
Hell yeah,
movie.
dude.
Will Ferrell, like
Yeah.
when he just started.
Yeah, it was the greatest.
Oh, man. That
Yeah.
movie is so good.
Yeah, their head nod in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I love the old
They
90s.
break the window with the head.
And they just keep going. Yeah.
I broke the window again. Dad's
I
gonna
love
be
that.
pissed.
I'm a big 90s kid. I love 90s like dance music and old school jungle and stuff like that, and hip hop, mainly a lot of 90s hip hop. Like I used to just listen to Tupac every day as a kid. And I was just a kid, this scrawny little white kid,
White
just
fella.
listening to the most gangster music because I just had to like listen to something to make me feel better because my life was like in a crumble or something. I was struggling. So yeah, that stuff kind of helped me a long way. It was really good. It was
Music
really
is
good.
pretty powerful stuff, man.
Music, man. I listen to it every day.
Yeah, me too.
Every day. I don't use it as a thing to get away from life. I use it to help me just like get back on track with things. And like it changes. Like I listen to every genre you could think of, from the most gangster hip hop music to like 90s dance music.
K-pop.
Yeah, dude, I'll listen to K-pop. I'll listen to jazz. I'll listen to like some old classical music from like the 40s.
If you can appreciate music as a whole,
Yeah.
like any genre is just, there's something cool about it.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's the feeling you get from it mainly. Like pop music nowadays doesn't do it for me. It's like because
You
it's
don't
not.
like a bit of J Bieber, mate.
No, it's I don't know.
Bit of
it's-
Taylor Swift.
Some stuff.
No,
Yeah,
I'm fucking with you, bro. Do you think I listen to that shit?
all those
I
songs
never
are
know.
catchy. They're catchy as, but they don't have that feeling.
Don't have the soul, man.
Yeah, I was about to
yeah.
say.
I was listening to some Led Zeppelin today on my run. I did a trail run before here, and I just put a little portable speaker on my backpack, and I just turned on some Led Zeppelin, one of his first albums, and yeah, I just went running. I listened to the whole album. I like listening to albums from start to finish
Yeah.
because most of it is a story. You don't really get that.
Well,
nowadays.
I was about to say a lot of back in the day it was. Now
Yeah.
it's like, and a lot of songs back then used to like roll over,
Of course,
you know. But now it's
yeah,
chop and change. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, what were we? What was the whole point of all this?
I don't know. But bringing up
backstory.
Night at the Roxbury,
Oh yeah,
you know the song "What Is Love"?
yeah.
That was Sean and I's fucking first dance song.
Yeah,
That was
hell
our
yeah.
like our song
Nice.
that we did dance to, bro. We fucking love Night at the Roxbury.
You know what? I listen to that song probably once a week.
Man, that's such a good tune, man.
Yeah, man.
That whole fucking movie just had banger after banger after banger on it, man.
Yeah, those 90s dance tunes are the bomb, man.
So good, man.
Rhythm of the Night and all
Yeah.
that.
Have you seen it? That
No.
movie? Oh, come on, brother.
I'll need to go watch it after this.
Night of the Rock. It's
I don't even
so
think
dumb.
it'd be on Netflix.
I don't know what it's on.
It'll
but
be
it's-
somewhere.
Yeah.
It's
Dude,
a-
it'd probably be on YouTube. Like
Yeah.
when YouTube first started, they had full movies on there.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah.
we were like year 8 when you first got into high school at our age. You could go on YouTube on the school library computers and it wasn't fucking banned.
Yeah.
And I remember teachers being like, we might have to look at banning this fucking application because you could watch everything on
Dude,
it.
I was a kid unlocking every application for everyone. It was hilarious.
Do you remember when CS and Half-Life were on the
Fucking
computers? and
Trackmania and shit as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I remember.
Yeah,
that was
CS.
so dope. When you could install it on the main computer and it was on every computer.
Yep.
And then fucking teacher walks past. Oh, tab, fuck.
Yeah, because there will be games that actually aren't installed on that actual PC, but if you can get into the network,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh, there's the files, and
And
then
just run it.
drag and drop, or you could just run it, and it'll be a bit slow. But if you could drag and drop it on that PC, if there's room on it, they're like, this will be the PC in the IT room, and there's like 30 computers, and you're the only one playing CS 1.6 or something.
Yeah.
Because the teacher just left the
Pool
room.
day, baby.
And I'm just going crazy and everybody's dobbing me in. Yeah, because they're all jealous because I was the crazy IT kid. But I was like, no, I'll install on everyone's computer. Just give me $5.
Yeah, just give me $5. $5
I
back
need
then
lunch,
is a lot
man.
of money.
Oh, yeah, $5 was a lot of money.
Bro, you
back
could get
then.
mac and cheese for like $1.60 back then, man.
My lunch back then was the dollar muffins.
Oh,
So yeah, I'll try and scam up $1 from somewhere, try and pinch it from my mum's purse if I could, and I'd get a muffin. I'd get a little choc chip muffin for lunch. That was me. That's why I'm so skinny today, man. I think because
you need to hit the gym, homie.
yeah, well, my work is my gym.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Yeah, you're moving heads around blocks and shit. So
Yeah.
they're heavy, man.
yeah, I got some good shoulders on me, man. I'm doing all right. You know, like I can carry some heavy stuff, even though it looks like I don't carry much, but I can because it's all mental. I've carried heavy things for a long time. I carry rocks up the John Forest National Park when I'm running,
Fuck that.
so that's my gym as
I
well.
don't like running.
Jesus.
Yeah, I love it. I have to do it.
You have to do something.
Too many thoughts in my head that I need to get rid of.
You got too many demons, brother.
Yeah, man.
You thought about seeing someone or seeing a professional?
Listen, man, you're your own professional. If you can understand yourself, I always say that because you don't want just there are people that can't help themselves sometimes, and sure,
Yeah.
you need to definitely go see someone. There's a lot of benefits in that. They can help you put yourself on a good pathway, you know. But if you've dealt with this your whole life, they can't understand what's going on. You know, you can't just have a traumatic history for like 20 years of your life and be like, I'm going to go see a therapist, and then a year later I'm going to be sweet.
Yeah.
There's no way,
you'll be healed
bro.
in 8 sessions. Yeah, it doesn't work
There's
like
no
that,
way.
bro.
There's no way. You just got to learn how to deal with them yourself.
Yeah,
Manage it yourself. Just
100%.
yeah. But keeping fit and keeping your mind sharp and healthy is the best. Once I get alcohol or THC or something in me or something like that, it can go downhill
Fucks you real
fast,
quick, man.
Unless you're a chill person, you grew up hell sweet.
Yeah.
You can deal with it pretty easy. But if you've got some little demons back there,
Just tapping on your shoulder, right?
yeah.
Just tapping, man.
Yeah, I'm not a bad person, mind you. I'm not like crazy or anything like that. Just
Everyone's got a bit of crazy in them, though.
yeah,
Everyone's
true.
got a bit
No,
of crazy.
I was a very I just seen and heard too many bad things where I was just terrified. I was always terrified. So I'm still scared with like normal everyday things. I just get that little thing come back, but I control it. I know how to control my thoughts and emotions
Yeah.
a little bit better now. But yeah. So I'm my own therapist in some sense.
Well,
I
that's
was
good,
dating
man.
a girl and she was like, "You can't be. You're not a professional. You didn't go to university." I was like, "Okay, you know,
Means nothing to me, eh?
bring one of your uni friends in and see
Yeah,
if they can control this brain because there's no
It's not gonna
chance." And that's not being negative on them because they help a lot of people.
Yeah.
But some people, it's just let them be on their own path. If they're succeeding in life and they're happy, they're on a good path.
Yeah.
I've got a mortgage now. I've got good friends around me. I'm doing well. I'm drifting. I've got cool cars. Look, I don't.
But you
really
found
need-
your outlets that help you. Like you're saying, you're running, your music,
Yeah.
your cars. Whereas some people that are stuck behind a desk, I'm not pointing fingers at you.
Just looking at
You know what I mean? But like some people that stick behind a desk and like I said, they're just in that grind
Yeah.
where
like-
they go to work, they come
Yeah.
home, they don't know what to do with their life.
Dude, that's a lot of people just in general
Yeah.
now, but
Yeah.
they're struggling more than what I'm struggling, and they never had a traumatic past.
Yeah.
You know, this is trauma to them.
Yeah.
Going home and scrolling, doom scrolling.
That'll eat you away though, man.
It
that
eats you.
doom scrolling. Fuck.
Yeah,
we all
man.
get stuck in that trap though.
I've got friends that send me reels every single day, and I don't watch any of them.
Oh.
I don't watch any of them, and I get stuck there too. Like if I just open it up and I just start looking at reels, you know how quickly it is to start scrolling through those reels.
40 minutes later, you're like, what the fuck have I done?
Dude, YouTube's done really good at that shorts. The YouTube
man,
shorts.
yeah.
YouTube Shorts, so smart because the algorithm on there is helping so many channels in a good
Yeah.
way. So there's shorts, right? So there'll be a YouTube channel with like, let's say 50,000 subscribers, right? And then they will be just focusing on shorts. They won't even have majority of their main videos. They would have more shorts than they would their main video. and then they'll have a couple shorts that appeal to people because they only last like 10 seconds.
Yeah, everyone's got a short attention span these days.
Yeah, and then some of those shorts will have like 80 million views.
Yeah,
I watched one today, which was just a guy cooking and how to crush garlic with a knife. And he just goes, no, that's not how you crush garlic. This is how you crush garlic. And he just tapped it and slid the knife across. Took him like a second. And then he's got 84 million views on this little
And he
short.
probably made like 10 grand off that video, bro.
Oh,
if ads are on.
I don't know how much money you make, but
You make a fair bit of money, man.
you probably do. That's why I think you guys should get a video going on the podcast and have a
You
video.
can be the video guy then, bro.
I could.
You put in the work for us, bro, homie.
Yeah, I don't
I've
mind.
got a camera right here.
Yeah, well, you get a few. You get one on each person and then one as a whole. Yeah. No, I love watching podcasts on
I
YouTube.
need to fucking fix this room up then. That's for sure. Get aircon or some shit.
Yeah, well, you'll just have one room dedicated for podcasting, and then you do 1 or 2 podcasts a week, and just get everyone in here. Like
It's a lot of fucking work.
Just everyone. Yeah, well, just you have a team.
Yeah, I guess that's where you sort of learn how quick, right? Like, you got to put a lot of the groundwork in when there may not necessarily be a reward at the end of it at that initial short term.
Yeah.
You're playing for the long term, which means eventually you get to that point, but it's just like you have to put in the effort and realize you may not get something in return.
Of course. Yeah.
And that's,
Dude, I reckon I've always been a fan of podcasting, and this is the first one I've ever been on.
There you go.
But
Pop
I
your
like
cherry.
it. Yeah, I like it. I think it's awesome.
It's good fun.
I would definitely love to start up one. Or maybe not for myself, but like help someone kick off one. But it can go so far. Like they don't expect how far it can go. Once you get on like YouTube, like I was saying, because I watch and study and learn a lot, because that's just where my mind goes. It's like I want to look at how people like succeed in business building and like crypto making, like there's, just everything.
Yeah.
The best way to make profits and how to succeed in life. But I'll just watch and learn all this, but I'll never apply it myself.
It's a fucking trap, eh?
Yeah, I know. Because some of us get stuck in a life where we've got all these bills and stuff, and
We got
just,
responsibilities, homie.
yeah, and then we go, well, that's just how it is. But we can pull out at any time and take a new path.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all need someone. We all need that. What are those people called? Like someone that's a guide in life.
Mentor.
A mentor.
A shaman.
A shaman. Yeah, what is he like feeding you DMT?
I'd be cool with that.
Dude,
DMT and mushrooms. Give them here, brother.
when I was a kid, I was thinking about this earlier today. When I was a kid, I was having dreams, right? And I don't know if it was because of the way I was brought up or something, and it was and just what I was thinking, but I was having dreams where they were just so crazy, so realistic, they felt like DMT trips.
Yeah. Because everyone naturally produces DMT.
Yeah, but these were weird, and I still remember them as like today because they were so trippy and
So vivid.
so vivid, so scary. Where I'd be in this like another realm, and this is as a kid, and I'd be so scared some days where I'd run out the house in my jocks, just freaking out that the house is going to collapse or something. Like I don't know what was going on, but it felt like
The imagination when you were a kid, though. Wow.
oh my god, yeah, it was insane, man.
Life is different as a kid, man.
It was insane.
I think you had a lot more free mental space.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
Just no responsibilities, just skating through life, depending on your upbringing. But
Yeah,
oh,
it was good. It was good. I liked my upbringing, especially like.
Well, you wouldn't be who you are today without it.
That's
man.
right.
So
It made me
you
the
just-
person I am today. I don't ever look back and go,
I wish it was different.
no, because you can't change history.
No.
No.
If you
just
do have
repeat
the
it.
power of that, let me know.
Time machine, eh?
Yeah,
Hot tub time machine.
that was another good movie.
Number 2 was pretty. Number 1 was good.
No, I don't remember number 2. I remember number 1.
That's
Yeah, movies are something I never watch. I just don't have the attention span. I just work my ass off. I get home, I watch YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube, to be honest. I watch a lot of YouTube, just car stuff, just general life stuff. If I start doing renovations at home, I'm learning how to strip a kitchen back or build a bathroom. And that's kind of where I'm at now, doing little renovations and stuff.
Nice.
I can never learn how to paint a wall properly. I know that much.
There's a proper way to paint a wall.
Oh, man.
Up and down, bro. That's me.
I've got a friend, Don, and he's a painter, and he'll tell you
It's a whole apprenticeship, bro.
It's
I was
more
like,
than that.
what do you mean, cunt? It's paint on a wall.
Yeah, no, it gets serious, man. But it just as anything, really, like putting blinds up on a window, man. You could be hell tricked about that. Some people just love that stuff. Yeah.
I just got all the walls painted not too long ago. So.
Yeah.
That shit was expensive,
they look good.
bro.
They look good. Yeah. It's a big job, man.
Yeah. What I've learnt is do the renovations when your kids grow up. Because I did it all before I had a kid. And now everything's fucked.
Yeah.
Drawing on all the walls just goes up and like, he's got a screwdriver in his hand, just goes up and hits the wall. And I'm just like...
Well, I've got a problem where I'll come in from the shed and I'll rush through the house to get a drink of water or something and I'll put my black hands everywhere. Yeah. And I don't realize it. So now I've started painting half the house. I've painted the walls bright white.
Yeah.
Because now it's not an option.
White,
I cannot walk in the house like this. So now I'm going to create like a little wash basin beside the shed.
A shower station.
Yeah, I have to, man. I'm rolling on the floor all the time.
Jesus.
I don't have a hoist. I'm always like rolling around in the cars in coolant and stuff. Yeah.
Don't look at my front door, bro, where it comes in through the garage.
Same thing.
Because I'm the same thing.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, your missus will be spewing.
She doesn't care too much. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's pretty chill, man.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's the way. Find someone that's chill with your filthy actions. You can put up with your crap.
Pretty much.
Your smell.
She can't smell.
Oh, what?
Yeah, bro. She's got no sense of smell.
Forever? She's always had that?
Yeah, since the day she was born, bro.
So then she can't taste?
She can taste because that's two different parts of your brain.
Really?
Yeah, man.
So I thought,
like if there could be something wrong with her nose and she could get that fixed, or it could be something in her brain that's just not there. But she can taste, but it's like it's very dull.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's me. So I've got my nose has been broken so many times that it's the nasal passages is always like only 20% working.
Yeah.
And then I got like nasal polyps from dust in the house and stuff like that. Just general living stuff. Yeah. So like, and then when I like, even now I kind of sound like my nose is 50% blocked, right?
You sound like you got hay fever.
Yeah. Well, that's me all the time until I get 10 grand and I can get someone to drill my nose out.
Jeez.
Just deal with it, eh?
I kind of just deal with it.
Yeah.
But,
don't attempt that at home, eh? Just
Angle grinder.
no way. No way. I know I'm not that screw loose. But yeah, it messes my taste buds.
Yeah.
If I can't smell, I can't taste. Like if you like apple cider vinegar, right? I take a shot of that every now and then. Every couple of days, I'll just get a little hit. Good for your gut, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, it might be voodoo. Could be nonsense. I don't know, but it works.
Who the fuck knows these days, mate?
But it tastes horrible. It tastes like vomit to me.
it's horrible.
It literally tastes like vomit. Because, you know, when you throw up in your mouth, that's kind of what apple cider vinegar tastes like to me. People put it on salads. I think you're out of control. That's gross. You've got some weird kinky stuff going on. You know what I mean? Like
immediate red flag.
There's some weird LimeWire videos that they've been watching back in the day. But yeah, it just ruins my taste buds for sure.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks. But it's not all gone. If it was all gone, that'd be such a struggle, eh?
Because I remember that was the thing in COVID. People were just like, I can't fucking taste anything or smell anything. You're just like, oh, shit.
Man, I got COVID 4 times. I never had my taste buds or my smell go.
Neither.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think just being sick in general, everyone kind of loses their smell and taste.
Senses kind of dull.
The flu does that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think really COVID really did most of it. I think it's always been a thing.
Just more noticeable, maybe. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. So this podcast is now a health podcast, helping the people out there.
Just eat fucking steak, people.
Mate, that steak you cooked was pretty fucking
Hey,
good,
it
man.
was good, man.
Really?
I know how to cook a steak.
What kind
man.
of steak you buying?
That was eye fillet. I buy like the whole tenderloin from Spud Shed, chop it up, and then I get the eye fillet out of the whole tenderloin, and then like the rest of the tenderloin will be like my steaks for work, and then I keep the eye fillets for Shauna and I during the week.
So what's
as
that a
retreat.
kilo? How much is that a kilo?
Like $34.
That's not bad.
Yeah, so I'll try and find like a good 2 kilo. I'll go through every single piece of meat.
How much are you cutting off that? Because it's probably filled with like fat.
No, it's not.
Really?
I don't trim any of my steaks unless I'm buying like rump or porterhouse. I don't like porterhouse because most of the time they have like a really big fat cap.
Huge amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I buy like the economy Scotch fillet, so like the garbage Scotch fillet, I'll trim a little bit of fat or a little bit of like that skin,
Yep.
that garbage that you can't really render down. But most of the time I don't trim anything unless it's the real garbage shit. So
You're like me, man. I found my value in getting large amounts of like, a slab of Scotch
too
fillet.
expensive at the fucking butcher, man. It's like $50 a kilo.
Yeah,
bro.
I've never
Fuck that.
really bought my food from a butcher because it is quite expensive. But they are very good. But
Yes, I'm not saying they're bad, but like for people like us, where we'd rather spend our money on other things.
yeah,
I'm trying to find the best bang for buck. Spud shed, I go through every single piece of meat
wow,
and I check for all the marbling, like because you got your economy, but sometimes you'll see this half cut economy of Scotch fillet, and you can see which piece of meat is good or not just from the marbling and the fat cap and shit. So
wow,
but if I see like beef yearling, that's like the young. It's like a baby cow that's been slaughtered, but that's like the
Jesus
most
Christ.
tender, meat that you can get. But it's more expensive, so it'll probably cost you like $80-$90.
wow.
But it's like you're getting 2 kilos of it, so that's me for a week. So that's
Yeah,
I can justify it.
yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and I just chop it up myself, and
Nice.
But the eye fillets I leave like real fucking fat, like. Yeah, they're going to be done in the oven after you've like seared every side.
Oh, that's serious. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have the patience for cooking.
Oh, I love cooking. Man. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, it's a good thing to know.
Yeah, I got like the fire outside. Like during winter,
Really?
I get the fire going.
Wow. So I'm gonna have to come over more often. You cook some steaks, man.
Okay, man.
I'll chip in.
I can cook you some spitadas, mate. Portuguese style.
Hey.
Fucking unreal, bro.
Yeah,
Soaked in
sounds
butter
alright.
and cinnamon, salt, pepper. and
Cinnamon.
oh man,
That's a good move.
Oh, bro.
Cinnamon's nice,
Cooked
man.
right over the coals. Cooked for a couple minutes aside, and then because I got these special like spits, and you just hang them up, and you lick your finger to stop them burning, and you just grab them straight off and straight in your gob, bro. Unreal,
Wow.
man.
That's cool.
Yeah, man.
You should get like a horse float and convert it into a barbecue, little barbecue truck and start the
That's
business.
too much
Start a
work,
new
bro.
business, and all you do is cook food and eat
Oh
food.
man, I wish, but I'm not that serious. I just like cooking for myself. Man.
You can do that once like the mortgage is kind of paid off, and you can take a
step back. You don't have to
step
spend
back.
all that money on your mortgage. bro.
Sells the Evo.
Dude, I've got so many friends that have sold their cool cars
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's
just because they just got bored mainly, but then also to help pay their mortgage.
yeah,
And now they just save their money and travel. So that's like what you were talking about before. There's people that like myself where I'll just put my heart and soul into what I love in building cars and stuff, and that takes all that money away from traveling and stuff. But there's people that's their adrenaline rush is going on a plane to somewhere around the world. Like it's a pretty scary and pretty thrilling thing to do as well, So it's good on
you
them.
go through stages, I think, because like some people stay in the hobby stage where like that's just going to be how they are for the rest of their life.
Yeah, as long as you're not a hoarder, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Old people problem.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. And you got guys like me, like, what do you got back there? I'm like that marketplace guru that comes through, like,
I saw your place on Google Maps and there was a lot of shit in your backyard.
sort of like pop in.
Yeah, there's this like I'm not trying to rip people off, but like there's a guy that's on marketplace that I've bought some stuff off, and then he doesn't really know that he's actually got like some rare parts for like a 180SX, and he doesn't know they're rare. I know they're rare. I've given him an offer. He's thought about it, and he's like now gone, yeah, okay, that'll do.
But I mean, like at the same time, if you
feel
don't
dodgy.
have the knowledge that it's a rare part and someone takes advantage of you,
Yeah,
whose fault is that?
That's the way the world works.
That's just how it is.
It
man.
is.
Like,
It is the way the world works.
you know?
But I'm not the type of person that will buy and sell. So I'm not going to
You buy
take
it
that
because
and
you
then-
found a good bargain for yourself.
for myself. Yeah. I won't take that and be
And
like,
flip
oh,
it.
flip it and then double my money. No, I'm not interested in that.
I don't have the patience to deal with people.
I don't have the heart
that
to
shit.
do that kind of thing. Like,
I don't have a heart. So
yeah, well, that was a bad way of saying it.
I mean,
I've got a big heart where I care too much.
yeah.
Yeah.
it's not a bad thing, man. But people take advantage of that as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, a lot of people take advantage of my help and stuff like that. But if it helps them, I don't see it as an advantage taken. I just go, well, just help them out, and I didn't want anything in return. I'm happy with that.
You're a good dude, man. Because a lot of people just like fuck, like they expect something in return. It's
No.
generally how the world
No.
views things sometimes.
That's just the way it is nowadays. But
Yeah.
it's become the norm, that kind of thing. But no, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, you could be like, both of you be like, hey, I need some stuff done on my car. I'm like, yeah, I'll just come around and give you a hand if you want. No worries.
Do you want to do the Eva for me? Hey, bro, there's an Evo out there, man.
That's different because you're being lazy and you want me to just do the job for you. I'm not going to help that kind of person.
Yeah.
Justin's like, I'll feed you with steaks.
Steaks and monsters, bro. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't mind this kombucha stuff, man. That flavored kombucha stuff's pretty yummy. You get me some of that and feed me steak, I'll probably do it.
I like how we're negotiating.
I've got like $300 worth of steak in the freezer right now, bro.
I had 2 steaks before I got here and some sweet potato that I air fried,
nice.
and those steaks were dog shit.
Oh, no.
I can't cook good steak, but I don't buy good steak. I buy like this crappy porterhouse steak
I
that
don't like
just
porterhouse.
doesn't cook nice. And
Yeah. Porterhouse is a bit too tough for me.
yeah, it is tough. It is
Yeah.
really tough, but I like it because it just keeps my jaw nice and wide.
Got that nice
Strong
jawline, brother.
You got it. Yeah, you don't want these weak jaws
Weak
that
as
these
piss,
kids.
fucking
Yeah.
jawlines.
That was another thing I was really getting into is like Muay Thai fighting. That was pretty cool. I was getting really good at that.
Nice.
Yeah, I was getting really because I got really really quick reflexes and I'm very sharp, like with my mind and my reaction time and stuff like that. And I was like, this would be good. I want to get into the UFC and I want to do this and I want to.
I want to bash motherfuckers.
And get paid.
Yeah, bro, that'd be amazing. But then it wasn't until I had a motorcycle accident where I had a concussion so bad that I went blind for like a minute, and I was like,
Oh, damn.
"That's it. No, if I get like that, might be my
You get
last
fucking
concussion."
down.
You know what I mean? I've
Yeah.
had too many.
Yeah.
But it might not be. Like, I feel fantastic now. I haven't really lost too many brain cells. I think I'm growing my brain. I think it's getting way smarter than it was 5 years ago.
All that YouTube, bro.
Maybe. Yeah, not doom scrolling.
Learning.
Yeah, learning. Yeah, but I think as long as I'm watching something that's I'm learning off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just fucking stupid
Pointless shit.
Yeah, but there's so much pointless shit.
Oh, tell me about it, mate.
Oh, bro, how good's Lord of the Rings though?
That is not
Fuck.
pointless, mate.
That's not
That
really-
is inspirational shit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Mandatory viewing.
Oh,
Yeah, look, like like Lord of the Rings, like that fantasy kind of realm that you get stuck into, and like you love that, right? You get hell
man.
into that. I get hell into The Witcher, and like I'll read
Nice.
Witcher books.
bro, I can't read,
And-
but fuck, The Witch is dope though.
Well, you listen to the audio
You lit
books.
audiobooks, yeah.
Yeah, but like I got all the books and stuff, and the Witcher game, like I would replay that over and over and over again, and that kind of realm, that kind of I'm hell into that. So I'm dorky in many ways.
People are just so fucking creative, man. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
bro.
one person came up with this concept, and suddenly the world's just like, this is fucking sick.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then they built
it's
a
amazing.
world off that. Yeah.
yeah,
TV series, games,
Yeah.
books, trading card games. It's some
Yeah,
things. It's
man.
just like, fuck, man.
yeah. Well,
Unreal.
now you've got AI to make decisions for you. You can come up with an idea and be like, "Hey, AI, can you broaden this idea into this kind of field and see
Yeah.
where it leads?" And it'll give you ideas and pathways that you never thought about. And like, this could work.
Yeah. And you just got to add your own flair
This could
to
be
it. Change Up. Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
Right? It could be something massive. I don't know why no one's really every single person today should be taking advantage of AI generating programs.
I haven't touched it once.
You should.
I do.
Oh, actually,
Chat
I
GTP is the
lied,
first thing to
sorry.
get into. That
I
you-
do it on Lightroom to like remove people from photos. So there
Yeah,
you go.
well, yeah. See, that's cool stuff. Like for like family shots. If you break up with your wife and you're like,
See ya. Well,
You
she
never
owns
existed.
everything, so I'd be fucked.
or it could be like a Seinfeld episode, like George Costanza is on the beach and his boss is there, and he sees like he's trying to, I don't know, I can't remember the episode too well, but he tries to get it professionally taken out, like his face in this photo. There's
I've
many cool.
never watched Seinfeld.
Really?
Seinfeld and Friends I can't do.
Oh, Seinfeld is the best.
Yeah.
Best TV show
Yeah, I don't know.
ever made. If you like Night of the Roxbury, you'd like the comedy of Seinfeld.
Yeah, probably.
Because everyday funny life things like Curb Your Enthusiasm, that's another good one. Yeah. I love that. I love that stuff. But yeah, I got so much stuff I love and I'm interested in, and yeah, who knows where it leads? Who knows? But
Only time will tell, brother.
yeah, just come up with new things, try new things, meet new people, make new friends, and that's how pathways generate.
That's it.
I see.
And experience life. It's pretty much how, man.
Yeah. Well, I learnt, like, I'm pretty hermitish, so I'll like not introvert in a bad way, probably like 50-50, but I'm more introverted in a way where I could happily stay home all week and never leave the house, just go to work and come home, and I'll be fine with that. But I will never progress in life if I don't leave the house, meet new people, learn new things from other people, and just like discover new like things in life that I enjoy doing. Otherwise, you won't get anywhere.
Yeah, you got to try stuff. I think that's the key thing. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you never know, or you always wonder what if.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be anything. You might meet someone that has a job that really blows your mind and be like, I could really get into that. Like, hey, we got a vacancy available. You want to learn? Like, hey, you just kicked off a new career by talking to someone for 5 minutes. Like, it could lead you on a whole new life path, and you could live in a different country. And yeah, it can be, it can go sideways, but it can also be a good thing for a lot of people.
But what's the worst that can happen? You fail, you start back from square one. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, as long as you keep trying, man.
Fucking
You just got to keep trying. Keep your head up.
That's it.
For sure.
That's the key in life, man. Keep your head up.
I like it. Should we wrap it up there then?
I was just about to say. What
Yeah,
do you
sure.
reckon?
Poor dude's like fucking passing out in his chair.
I'm fucking cooked, bro.
Yeah.
Cooked like his steak
Oh,
to perfection.
To perfection, my man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you
was
coming on board,
medium rare.
man.
No, it's good. I'm happy to. This is my first podcast. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. We'll get you back on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd
for
be
sure.
cool.
Get you back on.
Yeah, even if it's just talking about anything, really, I don't mind, man.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Anything, just
We don't have a script, as you can tell.
Yeah, I notice. I was expecting like heaps of questions to make my life easier, so I was just gibbling on.
No.
That's
talking about.
I was like,
stuff.
Trev, this guy's name is Michael, and that's all you need to know.
Yeah, yeah. Trev sounds interesting as well. He's got a lot built up back there in his brain. I reckon we can get some cool stories out of him one
Oh,
day.
shit.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, we'll kick off another podcast one day. How often do you guys do this?
Every 2 weeks or
Yeah, every fortnight,
week,
pretty
yeah.
much. Depends.
It depends on like how many guests we get and if like we reach out to people.
It's just motorsport based, eh?
Bit of
No.
motorsport and bit of mental health, but we've also had like powerlifters on. We have
Yeah.
had
Wow.
Ken from Drift School come on as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So we've had a good mix of people.
We started off and it was like mainly just motorsports, and then we ended up like talking a lot about mental health, and then it was
Photography.
like photography. We had your mate George on who photographs F1.
Wow.
Yeah, we and then we just started talking about the gym a fuckload.
Yep.
Had a couple powerlifters on, and then it
National
was just
level
like,
mates.
Yeah, and then it was just like fuck
Yeah.
it, we'll just talk about anything. Who gives a shit?
Wow.
Just life stories in general.
Yeah,
man.
but still keep it like, you know, we love our passion is cars, so that's
Oh,
always
yeah,
something
cool.
to go
Well,
back onto. So.
Yeah, well,
I don't know, we just talk shit, bro. Who
Lonely
cares?
Drivers podcast. Yeah. I thought it was mainly just like all
We like to drive.
yeah, it's cool.
I'm a turn
man.
left.
I love it. I'll have to. I'll start getting into it a little bit more, and I'll be happy to come back on the show.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah,
Before we wrap, did you have anyone you want to shout out that potentially may listen? It's a good opportunity to do so.
Man, I don't know. I don't. Look, I'll just shout out the people that kind of supported me. Mainly just, PZP was a big one. So if anyone needs their cartoon or wants like some good hefty amount of knowledge on their Jap cars, PZP in Wangower in Perth is the place to go for sure.
Nice.
And when it comes to engine machining, Harris Engines.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is like a sponsorship thing. I'm always, it's like I've just won an event. Like, shout out your sponsors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it helps people to know that there's like credible shops or whatever out there that people will
they
actually use.
Yeah,
and stuff.
it's hard to know because a lot of people will bag someone out for just like an error that they've made. Like we get it all the time. Just
man.
it's like that had nothing to do with us. And
Performance
it's just
shops and builders.
dyno
get
shops.
Yeah, they get it
especially.
all the time.
Yep.
Yeah. It annoys me when you talk to someone and they're like, "Oh, I wouldn't take my car there." I'm like, "Why?" I'm like, "Oh, I heard this isn't this." I'm like, "Man, you hear bad shit about every tuner, every shop. It's just like, man."
Yep.
But there's two sides to a story, bro. Like, you're telling one
course.
side from the customer that probably was an idiot. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that shit irritates
Business has always been about building relationships, I find. So you got to start somewhere and like work together to achieve an outcome.
me. Yeah.
Especially if you're playing the long game and you potentially maybe going competitive, motorsport, sponsorship.
Yeah.
Be smart, people.
Yeah. Be smart, everyone. Just keep your head up. Keep those
Cheers for
ambitions
coming in,
rolling.
brother.
That's it. I'm
been
keen.
fun.
Keen to do it again.
Good chat.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Thank
Well,
you. Thank you guys. Appreciate
See
it.
you
All good.
around.
Peace out.